Oh,
Hi, guys.
I was waiting for music for some reason. I don't know why.
I know, me too. I was like waiting for that.
Hello,
I guess
people.
I have to push something to do that.
What's up?
And
What's going on, Ed? It's good to see you.
not much. You know what? I don't see any typing or chat or anything. I need to figure out how to at least
Yeah,
get that up on.
I don't see anybody either.
Oh, there's Mystery Snail Gardens. The show has been saved.
And she got to meet all of the uh, West Coast or Northwest Coast fish tubers, or a lot of them. She was at the Fishtoberfest.
Oh,
So
that's
they got to
awesome.
meet her, I should say. So, hey there,
I,
Mystery Snail Guardians.
I can't wait to go through that. Maybe I'll do that tonight and watch all the action that happened there.
I still need to watch some of it too. This light is like blinking over here.
My lights, I pushed them almost straight at me, and I'm almost going blind.
Did we say gardens? Did one of us say gardens?
Mystery Snail Gardens, or did we just call her Snail?
Well, it's not gardens, it's guardians. Did you say
Oh,
gardens?
I probably say
Yeah, because
Gardens.
I make sure not to. I did a couple of times at first, but I bet it sneaks out once in a while too. Ed did.
I'm sorry.
She
I
said.
can barely see.
Yeah, it's not like Ed has glasses or anything he could, read the chat with.
Well, right. The, the the lights, I just adjusted them because I noticed they weren't on. They're like straight at me. It was bothering, I think, Nico even. Now he's sitting on my lap using the computer as cover.
Yeah, it's nicer when you have them off to the sides. I have one over here. You can see. Ooh, they're not bad. These were cheap. Here, I'll show you what they look like. They're USB. They're not very big, but they are very bright.
Wow,
See, they make a difference. And they're on these. They have these little tripods, and they've got these little pieces that you can put in there to change the color if you want. Although I never did that.
Ugh.
Oh God, we're all gonna die.
I've
And
got one of those light
one of the.
stands that has 5 lights in it, and you can
Oh,
adjust
gotcha.
them any way you want. And all 5 pointed straight at me, and I just readjusted them so they're all shooting around the room. But it was kind of killing me. I still have one that's kind of annoying here.
These were cheap. These were not bad. I think they were $30 for the pair of them. And again, they're just USB. They're nothing. They're nothing special, but they do the job. They do the
Awesome.
job. So, how was your weekend? Anything fun happen over the weekend?
Oh, I don't remember. No.
Well,
My Chiefs
Saturday,
got destroyed.
your fantasy football team. Is that? Oh, the
All
Chiefs.
of them got destroyed. Everything I had it with football. This
Same
was
here.
like,
Well, no, the Bears beat the Raiders pretty good. Bears
oh
defense.
God, that's
Bears
awesome.
defense is coming up. I mean,
That's awesome.
9 points. I think last week until the fourth quarter. I can't remember, but they're doing good. Ed has a Chappie shirt. Nice.
I do. I have a bunch of Chappie stuff. Chappie used to be a pretty good, well, not that he isn't now, but he used to be I keep saying used to be. He used to be on James and my show all the time. When we were first starting off, we were all like little, 200 sub people, and we all hung out quite a bit late at night. And Blackie used to be there, and he had like maybe 100. LRB would come on. He had 20,000 probably. Haley, she didn't have 1,000, and she would come up. We used to have quite a bit of fun back then. Danikin was just a baby. He probably had 10. I don't know. It was great. It was kind of like the growing years. It was like
beginning of
the
it all.
dark age, but it was just a wonderful time.
Yeah, all of those people are. I never knew Chappie though. I seen him once or twice in Pam's stream, and that's it. Just talking, not up on the stream. That's it, because he started before, or he stopped before I started doing stuff. But do we want to say hi to the people trickling in?
Yes, please do.
Well, we saw Mystery Snail Guardians, and we saw Kara C, which Kara, that name just always reminds me of, like, it's a thing, like heresy, like heresy. He's committed heresy.
Oh,
3D came in. There's Ames. Sorry, what were we gonna say?
I was thinking that it was like kerosene.
like a spice.
Some type of seed or something.
Maybe
I
she's
don't know.
spicy.
Yeah.
So we said hi to Ames. There's Patty and Scotty and William Pridemore. William's been coming back around a little bit more often lately. That's good. And there's Adele. There's Adele coming in.
Awesome.
Ames said she loved the scary short. It was supposed to be funny. It chopped off the end of it. So at the very end of that, I made myself cough when I was laughing. I was here, and then I went, and made a face, and it cut all that part of it off. And I didn't even notice when I uploaded it.
So, are you using their app to make the shorts?
I did TikTok. I actually signed up for
Oh,
TikTok this weekend, and I just used TikTok and made it because it has all these filters and stuff built in, and then I just downloaded it and re-uploaded it to YouTube. So
I can't.
that's it. It was just easy.
Now I can't find you. Like I
Find me.
can't find StreamYards. Oh, it's never mind. It's the chicken head. I bet.
Speaking of me and people, if you don't have, I know people are just starting to trickle in still, but if you don't have Stephen P, go over there and sub to him. We're in a competition right now and trying to to see who gets to 1,000 first. And I'm okay with coming in second place to Stephen P. We're gonna do some kind of collaboration at 1,000 because we'll probably both get there sort of close. I'm thinking within 100 maybe. Right now we both are tied. We both need 3 to hit 700. So
Woo.
we're right neck and neck. So if you don't have Stephen P, please go over there, or if you have friends and family, go over there and sub to him so he can hit the 700. Don
That's
Gallagher, what
awesome.
is your team? I'm out of the loop. Is it Arizona? I know you're in Arizona. Who's undefeated? Who's still undefeated?
Uh, I didn't hardly watch any football except for my Chiefs yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't even watch the Bears game. I got home in time to watch it, but I had to take a nap, and um, yeah, I just didn't
It'll
watch
be
any of
Tampa
it.
Bay.
Tampa Bay. I thought Tampa Bay lost.
Well, I think the Chiefs aren't even. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs this year. Their defense is so bad.
Oh, and what changed?
Well,
You got injuries or Cardinals? Yep, Cardinals. That's who I thought.
both and age. We've got guys that have gotten old. We've got guys that we let go in free agency and
Yeah,
didn't replace them. We haven't picked up a first round draft pick defenseman for 10 years, I don't think. So
yeah.
it's really taken the back seat to the show and finally catching up. Oh, and then we got our free agents that we picked up a couple years ago that we're paying a whole bunch of money to are just worthless.
Yeah, I hate when that happens, and all teams do it. S said the Jets are undefeated. I think that means they are defeated. I don't know. they, Browns won in the last minutes. Carolina Panthers lost to the Eagles yesterday.
We're going to miss all of our girls are going to leave us for talking sports, though.
Hey, some of the girls like football. Don't be sexist.
I bet Patty likes the tight ends.
It's daytime, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Gonna leave it at that. Hey, I got a geek box the other day, the geek fuel box.
Ooh.
You've seen those, right?
Yes.
And
I love getting
I got
toys.
this in it,
Oh, neat.
and it's got all of the
Old covers?
yeah, it's got all the covers. And I don't know where it's got the beginning. But I don't know because Detective Comics stopped and then came back. 12 cents. So this is probably late 60s, I think. Come on. There we go.
After this year, they'll probably be $12.
Let me see. Does it actually doesn't have oh yeah, it does right there, but oh wait, I have a magnifying glass.
Gosh, this cat's getting heavy.
Yeah, it doesn't have a date. We could look it up. But that's pretty cool, I think. I thought that, and it probably says right in there. It's just a little book, you know. But I thought that was pretty cool.
I think this is pretty cool too.
I'd like to have more of those. I'd like to have them for a bunch of the classics like the X-Men and stuff like that.
Now, is
Avengers and
it
all that.
front and back on each one, or is it just?
What do you mean? Each page? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, each page has two covers.
Bummer. If you could buy 2 of those books, then you could like paper a wall with it or something.
I think it would take a few of these because it is tiny. Here for scale. Here's a banana for scale.
Yeah, but you have an incredibly large head. It's what I hear.
I do. I do at that. I do at that. What else did I? Oh, I got this today.
Go on my lap.
I got this today.
Oh gosh. Ooh, some.
I got a probe.
Oh, probe.
So I'm setting up that 29-gallon right there, and so I'm getting my stuff. I got 2 heaters because I had used my backup heater, so I wanted another backup heater. So I bought 2 heaters, and then this controller. Let's do this. Let's do it the right way. There we go. It's their cheapest model, but it does what I want it to do. It lets you hook up 2 separate heaters if you want it, although I don't have any tanks with 2 heaters in them. They're all just one. And
never had one of those, so that's really neat.
It lets you control. So, that happened to me. My heater stuck on and it cooked most of my fish in that tank. So after that, I put controllers on all the tanks that have heaters. So, I don't want my pseudomcgills to get cooked. So,
what I did was I took all the heaters out and just heated the rim.
Yeah.
But it happened to me too. I thought it was a myth. I didn't know that because I always would hear people say, "Oh, my heater stuck on and killed all my fish." I've been hearing that for years, and it's like, man, I've been doing this for 40 years, and I've had them break and stop working, but never heat up.
Never stick on. And
then, of course, I get probably the most expensive live bears I ever have. I got those Santa Maria Inlers. Is that what they're called? From Dan. And they're beautiful little guys. Well, the ones I first had are the best, hands down, because they were really good. I replaced them, and they've got like blue spots in the tail, so they're, I think, a little mixed or something. But yeah, it fried all of them. But what was bizarre is I also had some Goodiots in that tank because it was a quarantine tank, and the Goodiots lived, and they're the ones that like cold water.
Yeah, I was going to say, aren't they cold? Yeah.
That water was almost 100 degrees.
That's what mine was when it cooked guppies.
Yeah, it cooked all the Inlers, and the 3 Goodiots I had survived. And now I'm giving them a cold water tank on the other side of the fish room, or on the other side of my house, not out of the fish room, so that way they can even have cooler water.
Well, that happened right after I started. I mean, I only had that tank for. I only had fish in that tank for about a month and a half, 2 months, and that was it. I wasn't going to do it again. Once that happened, I was like, nope. And actually, I got that information from the Aquarium Co-op forum. The forum, there was a lot of people that we talked about getting controllers, how controllers can save it. Because even if your heater fails, it's not going to cook them because of the way the controller works. There's no way for it to cook them unless the controller also fails, which could possibly occur, but
so bizarre.
Those chances are very, very high that both of them would break it like that. So
I think, didn't Corey, now correct me if I'm wrong, in his last stream he had, I think he said basically all the heaters were the same anyway.
Yeah.
So
mostly, yeah.
Or maybe I was watching something else.
He said that before, though. I know he said that before, is that basically, and you could spend a lot of money on one and it might last a little bit longer, but when it comes down to it, they are all built the same with the same type of switches and stuff. And I'm sure there's differences. I mean, and I can't really heat my room. I mean, I could really, but we keep our house pretty cold in the winter time, and we have a 6-month long winter. So it just makes more sense to have the heaters.
I bought a fancy pants heater like that Well, it has like a little computer connected in the line. It's one of the real expensive ones. I did that for the saltwater tank that I'm going to have
Gotcha.
because if my fish, if I lose power or something, or no, yeah, if I no, my heater in my room, if I lose power, it turns off my central air like heater.
Yeah.
And I mean, it would have to take forever to get 55 tanks to drop much. But still, I just want that extra backup for the saltwater tank.
Just
And
to keep it. Yeah.
yeah,
So how are you going to run that if you run out of power, though?
well, the idea is like if the power goes out and comes back on, that heater I have to reactivate it and push the button.
Oh, gotcha.
And,
Okay.
and let's say I'm not here and there's a flicker or something, shuts off for 20 minutes and then it comes back on. Everything comes back on the fish room except for the heater. Well, all the rest of the fish will go, cool down slowly, but the saltwater, they're more fragile, so it'll kick back on for them.
Gotcha.
And if anything, it might add as an extra source of heat in the fish room. It was really weird because I noticed I was keeping 50 tanks warm in my fish room with like 6 heaters, fish heaters, because just the heat radiating, I guess, from them.
Did you
was
keep them
enough to keep
were they mostly
everybody
bottom or
fine.
something? Bottom rows
Oh,
mostly?
well,
Or?
I had, you know what? I think I had 2 on each row.
Oh, okay.
I had like my room, like I have a rack. It was at the time I only had 2 sets of racks. Well, no, I had a big tank over here.
Speaking of racks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it was like this. And so I had like 2 here, 2 here. Maybe I had 12 heaters. But yeah, it kept the room warm. And I was really surprised that, these 150-watt heaters would be able to keep everybody warm, but it worked.
With all those tanks in there too, it's almost like living next to the lake where it helps moderate temperatures. There's not as much air. It's going to hold the
Hey,
temperature one way or another.
Alien World is here in Bruiser. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people. Should we go back through and say some more highs?
Yes, please do. Go for it.
Okay, let me go
You're
back
the
up here.
man.
Let's see. We got Adele. There's Ricky and S. The Fishy Man, can you see me? Fishy Man, can you see me? Don Gallagher, we didn't say hi to, but we talked to. Geek Boy, what's going on, dude? Jimmy P. Scrolling. We said hi to Ames. Richard McCarthy. I wonder if that shirt got mailed out. I have to go look. I didn't ask her this morning. Sean's in here in the house. Chadwick, Mr. Chadwick. Debbie Russell. Jeremy, what's going on there, Jeremy? And you said hi to Alien World Aquatics. Bruiser. And I believe we got everybody now. So
They made cartoons, so I was able to see it. For some reason, my eyes focused better. One gave me a thumbs up, and the other one had the alien head, and so they just popped out of the chat for me really well. Now everybody's going to start doing it, and I won't see anything again.
Do you use the black background or is it still white? The YouTube chat, is it dark for you or is it white?
It's white. I didn't know there was a black one.
Yeah, you should try that one out better. It stands out a lot better and it is easier to see for us people with old eyes.
Oh, and I'm in top chat on top of it.
I was in live chat. I looked at that first. I don't always do that, but today I got that. Oh, the rest of my stuff should be here today too. I'm waiting on the FedEx guy. UPS girl already came, but I'm waiting on the FedEx guy, and he's bringing my substrate. I did the red Echo Complete, so I have to just make the lid. Oh, the light was supposed to be here today, but it got delayed, so that'll be here tomorrow. Not a big deal. So, but I've got the heater. It's already got a sponge filter from another tank that's been in there for about a week with an airline going. But I'll have the substrate. I found a bunch of rocks yesterday when we went on a collecting trip. Wasn't supposed to be a collecting trip, but that's what it turned into. And
awesome.
So it'll be ready to go. I've got a bunch of plants to put in it. Uh, so hopefully by like Wednesday, that will be ready to go.
I think was it Ames that asked what type of cat I have. Uh, it's a North American tabby. His name's Nico, and he's gonna be 7 years old in November. Actually, that's when I got him, so he might be 7 years old today. Because when I got him, he was just a little kid somebody had dropped off in front of my house, and he was hiding behind a tree.
Oh,
My brother found him. Actually, they dropped it off in front of my mom and dad's house. We lived down the country, so my sister was here. My mom and dad were here, and I was here. We're all about 2 football fields apart from each other. And they dropped the cat off, I think, at every other house all the way down the farm road because there was dead kittens that looked just like him along the road all over the place.
Jesus.
And my grandma had just died, and one that looked just like him was in the weeds, and we didn't know it, but this hawk came down. My brother and I both watched it. We're like, oh, he sees something in the weeds, and he went down. And he pulls out a kitten that looks like Riko.
Oh, no. Spay and neuter your animals, people. Spay and neuter those animals.
Just don't tell them, so they never know.
Pugsy's
I don't
not
ever
fixed.
want them to hold that against me.
Pugsy's the only one. She's not fixed. She did have a litter too before we got her. She hasn't had one since we had her, obviously. But Jimmy P's asking if anyone in chat has ever used an inline heater. I have not.
You know, I have thought about using them. I wanted to use it on my 200 because I've got a very long hose. It's a tall tank, so it's almost got like a 10-foot hose, and I wanted to put the inline in there. But every review I read about them, they don't last much longer than a year. You know, you're doing good if you get 16, 18 months out of them.
Wow.
And then they die. And I think it would be awesome because I'd like to get the aluminum ones out. I've got 2 big, giant, I don't know if they're 500-watt aluminums in there. But, you know, and they're annoying. I can see them from here. So the inline would have been so cool. But, yeah, they just don't have a long enough life.
Richard asked if I know what kind of water you're keeping Zoidberg in. I just realized mine is probably way too soft. Might need to get some coral in. I do have well water. I haven't tested that water 100%. I don't know what's in it. It's definitely very, very hard water though. And I also feed him. Ken's fish has some veggie calcium sticks. They're little tiny little nubs, little things. So I throw some of those in there too, plus the algae wafers and stuff from Hikari. But there's also calcium coming from that food as well. But our water is very, very hard. But I'm still worried about Zoidberg. He doesn't do much these days. He's still every once in a while I see him come out, but he stays in his coconut hut just pretty much all the time. I mean, like always. I leave the lights off. I check in the middle of the night. He doesn't come out. So I don't know if he's not doing good. He looks good. He looks fine when I do see him come out. He hasn't molted in a while either. So I was worried about that.
You know what? I set up a 10-gallon tank for those frogs, and I haven't put them in there yet. They're still in their original 10-gallon. I'm thinking about maybe
Those what?
Oh, I got these 2 African dwarf frogs.
Oh, frogs. I thought you said dogs.
No.
I was like, wait,
no
what? What? Water dogs? 10-gallon? What? Oh, the frogs.
And,
okay.
Yeah, and you know what? I think I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy some tangerine lobsters.
Ooh.
Because I've got the little coconut house in there too.
I love those crustaceans. They're a lot of fun to keep. It's cool to have. I love the frogs too. They're all doing really well. They're all doing really good.
I didn't want my frogs. They were left here from a friend. You guys, if somebody says, "Can you hold my fish while I move?" That means, can you adopt my fish? Because every single time I've ever done it, they've left the fish.
Let's see.
Because they want to get something a whole new setup wherever they move to. You know, they're like, "Oh, I don't want to set up a 20-gallon tank. I want to set up a 50 this time, and I want African cichlids. I don't want those frogs." That's what happened this time. But every single time it's been something different. But those frogs are right in the middle of my line breeding project. And so it's really annoying having a tank with these two frogs in it.
Yeah, sort of breaks the pattern.
Mm.
Richard is also asking, I'm wondering, I have calcium-rich shrimp food. Can you cheat the water requirements a bit that way? I don't know about the water itself, but you're obviously giving calcium directly to them, so that's got to still help, right? I don't know that it. What do you think, Ed? Does it leach into the water enough when you're doing like food with calcium in it? Do you think it actually leaches any into the water column itself?
But would calcium really be that bad?
No, it'd be good. I mean, I know that too much calcium can be rough on shrimp. It stops them from molting, but I don't know how much is too much.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know. They need
I've
it
heard
too.
that. That's what Joe said. Shrimp Shack Joe said that too much of it. I mean, they have to have it, right? But too much of it, excuse me, can be detrimental.
Well,
Maybe some of the
Joe,
smart people in the chat would know. Uh, Geek Boy or anybody else in the chat. Um, what do you think? What do you think about calcium leaching into the water from the food to help? Do you think that does anything other than, again, it's got to be a positive just because the animal itself is getting the calcium, right?
yeah, Joe is a master shrimper. I mean, he knows everything about shrimp. I've got to meet him a couple times, and it's always cool because I can ask him any shrimp question there is.
Yeah.
He does all the judging of the shrimp
Yeah.
here in America, I think. I mean, he's like part of the head guy for the international committee for trying to get international people.
He's
But
just super nice guy. He's just a
oh
super
yeah,
nice guy.
but he's like Doug Gray with guppies,
Yeah.
and I know a little bit about guppies versus. I mean, I've had shrimp forever too. I mean, I've never won any awards with either, but
How many
but
times have you submitted them?
never.
Same
So
here. And I wonder.
I
Well, see, I was looking at at the fish show at the Keystone Clash, and there was a lot of places where there was only one or no entries, like mystery snails. There was one mystery snail entered, and it was a good sized, it was a good looking mystery snail. But I was thinking, geez, there's a lot of these things. There's one single one entered, so your chances of winning something were actually pretty high. And I think people just don't think about it. They're like, it's nice, but it's not, you know,
well, there's two sides to the coin. Like there's two major negatives that could happen. You know, you submit a fish and it's embarrassing, but you
yeah,
love it.
yeah,
Because everybody thinks their kid's cute and they can be ugly.
yeah,
And then the other side is you're taking a fish that like lives in your fish tank and putting it in a whole new spot,
yeah.
and it could
Yep.
be, it could
You could
die.
lose it. Yep. And I did see a couple that had passed there at the show.
Well,
So
I've
that's
always seen
definitely,
that, and I don't blame the care of the owner. Just different water and stuff.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
because I was thinking about doing it for the ALA. It's only cost $2 per entry. So I thought about entering maybe 4 categories of guppies. But then I'm thinking, ALA, it's like the best live bearers in the world. But you know what? I got some pretty good guppies.
You do. And you know your stuff.
Yeah, well,
You
I
know
don't
your
know.
stuff. There's Whip came in. Tom Patterson came in. CJ Black, what's
Yep.
up, miss?
Now, oh gosh, hair. Oh, I got some in my mouth. Ow! That offended him, and he jumps off with his claws.
Yeah.
Oh, I had my leg crossed so he could lay on my leg, and I put my foot to sleep. Ah,
See, this is why
okay.
you shouldn't have cats, people.
Oh, they're wonderful. Now, but Tom said that African dwarf frog should be species only. I was going to keep them in a different tank, but I set up this cute tank. It's my old antique tank, with the steel sides. And I was going to put them in there, but it just looks too small for them because I'd like to get like 4 or 5 more. So I think I'm going to put them in a 20. Would a
And
20 tall be too big, Tom?
Tom knows about them too, right? Now I
Oh
have
yeah.
them in a 20 tall as well, but the substrate is very, very deep, and I let the water down a little bit because I think it's sort of close to their limit. But I actually have them with guppies right now because I'm still scooping them out little by little. Every once in a while I go over there. In fact, the net is in the water right now. I leave the net in there for like a day, and then I go over because these last ones are just very. As soon as I walk up there, they're hiding. You know, they've been through it. So I'm just trying to get the last of them out of there.
Now look at what Whip said. Ed, you can't win, don't play.
He's right.
Actually said, you can't win, don't play, Ed, is what he said.
No, he said you can't win if you don't play. 2 in a 5 gallon or 10 is good. I've got 9 of them in a 20.
Oh, well, I have 2 in a 10, but I would like to have like 6 in a 20. Would that be too many?
Well, if I got 9, I just make sure I'm doing my water changes. And again, there's just a few guppies left in there too. 5 guppies maybe. But they're all coming out. Guppies are all coming out.
Yeah, I've been feeding them bloodworms and shrimp, brine shrimp.
I have
frozen
some
brine shrimp, not live.
I have some bottom feeder pellets that I've been giving them. They seem to like that. The frozen bloodworms, baby brine, vibra bites. They seem to go after. There's Muppet.
Muppet. Well,
Um,
I don't have a good lid for my metal tank either, and that's another reason why I was thinking, I don't know if I want to put it because there's
Yeah.
no like inner rim on the metal one.
I need to go for just a minute. It sounds like the FedEx guy's here, and I might have to sign for something. So give me just like 1 minute. No,
Oh
no
my gosh.
bloodworms. No bloodworms.
Okay,
Oh,
Tom.
we need to know about that. Hold on.
Yeah, because I've been feeding them lots of bloodworms for
They seem
almost
to
6
love 'em.
months. So, Tom, please tell me what to feed these guys and tell me that they're not going to die because I've been feeding them bloodworms this whole time. Oh, gosh. Poor things. Yeah, they devour a whole little frozen cube of bloodworms between the 2 of them. By the next day, there are no more bloodworms in the tank. So, gosh. I just know. Tom told me to feed them meaty stuff, so I thought bloodworms were meaty.
Yeah. So what's the deal with the no bloodworms then?
I don't know. The FedEx guy, not the UPS girl, and then there's like a eggplant. I don't know what Patty was just saying.
So Echo Complete comes with liquid. It comes with it's wet, right? Box is destroyed. Box is destroyed. So I don't know if any of it's usable. Plus, there was fish food in it. I'm going to try some Pacific plankton. I like to try different stuff. Let's see this.
Oh.
This was sealed, so it should be sealed. Let's see if it's still good. Yeah, that's probably still okay.
Did you just read what Tom said?
They have hooks. They cause blow. Wow. Okay, good to know.
Well, gosh, I guess I've just been lucky. So
I'll stop. Yeah, I've been.
How long do these guys live? I don't know how old these guys are. They're probably like 3 or 4.
Oh, that's good to know, Tom. Washington State University did a huge study on bloodworms and bloat. Look at this. It's soaked.
That's the package you got?
It's soaked.
Well, if it's cheese, more cheese, it's okay.
It's Echo Complete. There's 2 bags of Echo Complete.
Oh.
So.
Oh, did one of the bags pop?
Yep.
How in the world does that happen?
It's happened before. The other time was with Petco. I ordered it, and they shipped it with stuff that they shouldn't have shipped it with, and it ruined everything in the box. Everything. But they gave me a discount on that. So
Richard asks, is that a rule of thumb for all fish and bloodworms? I'm going to guess it's okay for fish, and tough on amphibians. I'm guessing that the fish are okay. Oh my gosh. When Bob, Ginger, and Tiffany White, we were all in Nashville a couple weeks ago, and I was hanging out with Ginger, and she was having a hard time feeding her butterfly fish. You know what those are?
The
They look.
African butterfly ones that come up out of the water or come dart up to the water or something.
Well, I don't know if they go. They're normally always at the top. They kind of have like fins that are like this that kind
Yeah,
of touch the surface.
Skipper's got some.
Well, we asked if they eat crickets. And the guy went out and got a bunch of little crickets, and he says, I have no idea. Because Ginger said they aren't eating in her tank. And he threw the crickets in, and they just gobbled them up. It was awesome.
How big do those get?
Crickets? Or
No,
the African dwarf.
Yeah, I've seen
butterflies.
crickets.
I don't know. I've only
4
seen them at
inches?
fish stores, and normally at fish stores they always are young, juvenile. Let's look it up unless somebody knows. But I like them. They're cousins of the arowana. If you look at their heads, they have the arowana head.
I know Skipper loves them. What's up, Degenerate?
Of a African butterfly.
And every single bag of Echo Complete leaks for me. The ones I get in the store. Really? I see. I've only had an issue twice, and I bought all. I mean, every tank in here has Echo Complete in, except that one's bare bottom. But all of my other tanks are all Echo Complete, and I've had the problem just the once. Other than this is twice now.
They live for 5 to 6 years. Unfortunately, I said life expectancy instead of the size, but it says it'll be in here somewhere. I mean, that's just a cool ass looking fish.
It is. It looks like a flying fish. I mean, those look like wings.
Size, about 5 inches. Boy.
Tom Patterson said fish food isn't good for them. I left a how we do comment on your ADF setup live stream, Ed.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
So we need to take a look at that because I'm interested as well. I'm hoping that I'm not hurting my. I was told that just regular fish food would be good, but like sinking pellets and things that they can come back to. So I've been doing like the same things I feed the bottom feeders.
Well,
the little Hikari pellets.
I'm going to do a new tank for the African frogs. And I'm going to do them in a 20 tall because I've got a bunch of 20 talls not being used. I've got 3 of them. And I think I'm going to lower the water so it's only like 15 gallons. And then I'm going to put some floating pumice in the middle so they could climb up on it. I think that'd be cool. If I was a frog, I would like it.
All right. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm trying to. I just got a phone call, and I'm trying to tell them I had a problem with this package here.
You know, last week I ordered something for the fish room, and the UPS guys drove through the yard.
What?
Like, I've got this roundabout that comes in front of my house and then a driveway. So all the cars were in the driveway. He just had to drive his truck around the roundabout. Instead, he drove it halfway through the roundabout and then drove through my grass and left. He skipped the back end of the roundabout and put big ruts in my yard.
I see. I would be calling them because that happened to me too with some person who was down below here. He was doing a delivery. Now these roads on the side of our house, they're very little. They're access roads. They're not a normal size. You can't fit 2 cars next to each other. You know, one car. It's one small lane. And these big trucks go down there for deliveries and stuff, and then they can't get out because they can't turn around, they can't back up, whatever. And this guy like drove way out onto my lawn, and the same thing had the ruts. But I was home, and I went out there, and I was like, pointing. I was going, There's ruts in my yard, yo. And he wasn't going to do anything. He's like, I don't can't do anything. I'm like, well, you can fix the ruts. I mean, because it was huge. They sunk way down, and so I had to call him. And it was actually, let's see, that was a septic tank person.
It was actually Amazon that did it to me.
Oh, it wasn't UPS, but it was Amazon.
Yeah, UPS has super cool drivers, and I'm sorry I threw them under the bus because I love my UPS guy.
Did I hit 700? Mystery Snail Guardian said that. And again, I said at the beginning before everybody's in here, Stephen P. 2003. Him and I are in a fun competition to get to 1,000. We're both right there, neck and neck. Go sign up to him if you're not. If you got friends and family, go hit him up. He everybody knows him, and you know his content is good. But if you don't, go take a look. Go take a look because he's just got amazing content, and it's going to be fun. We're both going to.
It was the wrong Riko.
Is there another Riko?
Well, I think he said. Well,
No,
I don't know. Riko.
Yeah, that's Richard. He knows. And I do see who it was. Mystery Snail Guardians. I see who that was. So thank you.
Well, I'm gonna unsub just to slow you down a little.
But
you're gonna be passing me here in a couple days.
Yeah, Steven and I are doing a giveaway at 1,000. We're gonna do whoever gets there first. We're both gonna do a giveaway at the same time, even though the other guy might not get there. Whoever it is, because we don't know. You don't know what's gonna happen. One of us could get a viral thing and get a bunch. You don't know how it works, right? It just sometimes stuff happens. You want to say something? I can see it.
He has music on his side. That's amazing.
He does.
He has music and talent and knowledge. It's working for him. But you have Corey coming on tomorrow.
Ed,
I
thought we were friends.
He also has youth on his side too.
He does.
It is stacked up against us, buddy.
And I said that the other day. When it comes to the long haul, it's going to be Steven, because he's got, just like you said, he's got great content. He does have a lot of knowledge. He does a great job on editing. He's going to be long term way.
But you know what? You've got strengths too. You don't have a job, so you can be on all the time. That's a huge one.
That's true.
That's one of my superpowers too.
Yep. Retirement is a superpower.
Time is a superpower, and you like to talk, which is really good. And we're able to talk about stuff when we have nothing to talk about. So, cha-ching.
Tom said no vegetable binders. Fish food gives them the runs. They have sensitive intestines. As a tad bit of fish food is fine. So what do you mysis shrimp, black worm? Okay, so I do have mysis shrimp. Freeze dried mysis shrimp. Okay, obviously rehydrate it. Is that okay, Tom? As one of the things, I don't have black worms, beef heart, or squid. So I'll have to make some notes. You know what, Ed? We need to do another frog.
I wish Tom would come up and let us talk to him. I don't think he would, but it would be awesome.
Hey, Tom, would you? Maybe a different live stream we can do. We can, have you come up and pick your brain, and because we both have the frogs, we both, and I think there's a lot of other people out there too that would like more information about them. Be awesome to be able to pick your brain about it and share that.
Tom is such a super cool guy. I've got the pleasure to meet him a few times in life. He's a member of my fish club, and I haven't been to a stupid fish club meeting all year long or fish event. It's terrible. Maybe if they have a Christmas party, I can show up to that.
Fishy Mon said, plus, people feel sorry for Riko Stan.
Yeah.
I get to go to a fish event. The fish club is October 20th in Syracuse, the CNYAS. in DeWitt, I think, or maybe it's East Syracuse. I don't know. It's somewhere over there. It's only about an hour and 15 minutes from me. Um, there was something else. Oh, there's Lefty. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Hi, Lefty.
Oh, I don't see Lefty.
Lefty came in. Let's see. I don't think we missed anybody else. Oh, thanks, Richard. You reminded me. So the 1,000 subscriber thing we're going to do um, is big. It's going to be a good giveaway. We're going to do cross giveaways, like we're just barely. We just started spitballing what we're going to do with it, Stephen and I. But we're going to do something like I'll go on his stream and do a giveaway, and then we'll do a stream for an hour on his side, and then he'll come over on my side for an hour. We'll do a back-to-back one, and he'll do a giveaway on mine. Something like that, or multiple giveaways or something. We're going to make it fun, make it worth people's while and stuff. Make it a nice celebration, because I have a feeling we're both going to be. I think somebody's going to be within 100 of the other person when it happens. So that'll be a lot of fun. Stephen leans hard on self-promotion. I don't think so. I don't think Stephen does any self-promotion. I've never seen Stephen. He's very humble, and he doesn't. Yeah, I disagree, Jimmy. I don't think I've ever seen Stephen really talk about his stuff. Other people talk about his stuff quite often, but when it comes to his own content, I don't think I've ever once seen him say, "Hey, check out my new video" or anything like that at all.
But he did make a big deal about how you spell his name when we were talking to him in a live stream once.
Well, that's because everybody pronounces his name wrong.
And I don't understand why, because it's Stephen King and nobody messes up Stephen King. And I'm just giving him the business.
Yeah.
I threw Lefty a link to the show in case he would want to come up, since we didn't get to do the Lefty show on Friday.
Yeah.
He was under the weather on Friday. So, and we'll see if Lefty knows anything about comic books if he decides to come up. Hang on, I gotta hit this show thing for Patty. For some reason, all of Patty's comments are blocked at first.
What do you mean for some reason? It's Patty. That's reason enough.
It's that filter that Riko puts on there.
That was a weird laugh.
Nico's looking at me like I'm a weirdo. See? Nico is really liking the new craft room. But I'm not going to give up the fish room streams. Eventually, we'll get it hooked up. But it's just, everything is so crazy right now. Hopefully, I'll get rid of this wallpaper in the next 3 days. And keep making this look a little cooler.
Okay, yeah. Lefty says he's got a migraine.
I woke up with a headache too today. Not a migraine, just a headache. I've had a headache the last couple days because the ragweed is super high.
I'm sorry, I'm still distracted here, just trying to. I want to get the ball rolling on this. The other stuff in
the. What's Lefty's subs?
Lefty's got to be 600, right, Lefty? We can look.
If he hits 1,000, what are you guys going to do if he gets 1,000 before both of you guys?
Nothing, because we didn't talk to Lefty about it.
Poor Lefty. Hey, Lobster.
All right. Well, I'll do this after. I'll leave it alone for now. Yeah, I'm just a little disappointed. The other stuff in the box is messed up. So they shouldn't pack stuff together. If it's got liquid in it, that could be a separate shipment, So, and hopefully it's still usable, even though it's been opened up. Maybe it won't have the other benefits since the liquid is gone, but at least the substrate is still usable.
I think Patty might be heckling me.
What'd she say?
She says that
No,
just rest your little head and listen to the sweet sound of Chat Ed.
she means it.
Oh my gosh, I have like the voice that'll scratching cardboard. Not quite, I mean, I know chalkboards are worse, but cardboards aren't quite as bad, but it's still pretty bad. Especially if it's like your nails kind of go over each one.
Oh yeah.
But chalkboards, that's just horrific.
You know what sound I do not like? It's not even. Nope.
Oh. Nico looked.
It's not even the sound. It's the texture of popsicle sticks.
Oh.
I can't do them. Even like the tongue depressors. I'm swallowing a lot right now. Tongue depressors, even. You go to the doctor and they use those tongue depressors that are almost like nail files. They're thick, and every time they try to do it, I'm like, nope, that's not going to happen, because it'll just be projectile all over the place.
I haven't had that done to me in years. Do they still use those?
Yeah.
Huh.
I can't.
They stopped in Chattanooga because they don't want to waste the wood.
Degenerate knows. He's the same way. Sometimes it feels like my tongue is swelling just thinking about it. I just get, oh, yeah, degenerate knows. That's funny. I can't. Oh, they drive me crazy.
I gag if I have anything in my mouth too long, other than like food. But like, one time I was just like, I put a marker in my mouth. And it's not like way back there, just in my mouth. And I was like doing stuff with my hands, and I started gagging. I just.
Oh, boy.
So with a popsicle stick, as soon as it's like the popsicle's gone, it's gone.
See, even I can't. No, not even. I don't even, like when my kids would eat them, they know not to eat them around me or anything. I used to have friends that would do it on purpose, though. Like they would. This is funny for people who know. We've been having discussions about people sending you things, just gifts and stuff out of the blue. So there was a friend of mine a long time ago who found out about that and would constantly send me big packages of popsicle sticks. That's all was in it. Was oh.
Amber's here.
He was a bastard. Excuse me. Hi, Amber.
Hey, Amber.
Midnight Lobster. Hi there.
I don't know if you remember off the top of your head what type of betta you sent me that I've got. She sent me this awesome betta. His name's Big City. If you, I've asked her what it is before and I forgot, but I want to make a short with him. But I need to know the exact name of what type of betta he is. So I'll send you a picture of him. If you could send it back to me, or not the picture, just the name, that would be wonderful.
How long ago did she send it to you? How long have you had it?
I don't know, maybe 8 months.
Oh, so yeah, I could see that. There's Bob Kaler.
Bob.
Gina French.
Gina. She's got some of the. Scotty's here.
I thought we said hi to Scotty earlier. I thought we said hi to Scotty. If we didn't, hi, Scotty.
I always get excited when I see Scotty because he reminds me of my old buddy. It sure was a lot of fun having you on Pam's stream last week. After you told that story about that jerk face guy that you beat up, I dreamt about that. And we were all like in high school. You didn't even have a beard, so maybe you didn't look like you. I don't know. But it was my friend Jason Stanley trying to pick up on your girlfriend. And this is from high school. And I was like, Jason, and I punched him in the nose and said, "You're a jerk," and walked away.
I was wrong about his name, though. I was saying Jimmy Schmitz. Well, isn't Jimmy Schmidt, I think I said his name was. And isn't that an actor? And I thought about it later. It was Jimmy Shanks or Jimmy Shank.
Ooh.
I don't know if there was an S at the end. So I don't remember if it was Jimmy Shank or Jimmy Shanks.
With a name like that, that's probably why he thought he was so tough.
I think he's on YouTube. I don't know what his channel is. I think my friend Sean sent me stuff a long time ago about him. I think he's on YouTube. I wonder if his name. Let's
Oh my God! Look. Do it!
Let's look. Let's look and see. It probably wouldn't be his real name. And I don't remember where Sean told me about that. It was a long, long time ago. Let's just see if I can.
I could bring up a picture of Big City Betta, or not Big City Betta, of Big City, my Betta. I named my Betta Big City after Amber, and maybe Amber would be able to identify him from there. Whoops. Well, let's see if I got an Instagram picture of him.
I'm not finding him so far, but I did see this great one called Prison Essentials, 10 Things a Convict Can't Live Without in Prison. So I think some of our viewers are probably want to watch that.
Was he a convict?
No. I was going a different direction there. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of anime stuff.
Oh my gosh.
I just look for Shanks. But
I don't have Big City on my Instagram. And I have my other two Bettas on here. That's really embarrassing. How do I not have my best one? Here's the frog. One of my two frogs. Nice. I hope he doesn't look bloated. Does it look healthy to you, Tom? I hope so. Boy, this is terrible content. We're both looking at things, not paying attention to what the people are saying.
I know.
Well, Amber, I will just send you a picture of what he looks like. And then I'm going to make a short of him. I've been having so much fun, guys, making these shorts. I've been making videos like for myself, these little 30-second videos, just so I remember what a fish looks like for a couple of years now. So now I'm just going back and using all these videos that I shot for myself.
That's smart.
It is so cool. I put one out of I call them needle nose gars because I've always wanted a needle nose gar for my fish tank since I was a little kid, but not really as much now because I know they're so aggressive. But long nose gar is what they turn into. Well, they're always long nose. They're just called needle nose when they're babies for selling purposes. But like I released one of those today, I think I released that today. But I was just going to release one a day, and I just can't. It's so much fun. I'm doing 3 a day. Or otherwise, I'm going to be here like for 10 years putting stuff out. It's once a day. It's so hard. So I'm trying to do it once every 8 hours.
Okay, I'm going to stop doing this because I'm not seeing them. And I don't know where his channel was called something else. He was an IT guy as well. And he was talking about IT stuff. I remember that. I remember watching one of the videos, but it was like, I don't know, it was a few years ago. My buddy Sean was like, hey, because he still was friends with this guy all these years afterwards. After all that happened, he was still friends with him. Not as much, though. It did affect their friendship.
I want to look up a picture of him so bad, but the problem is I literally take a bajillion pictures. So it's going to take forever to get through the videos and pictures.
Yeah, find the right one.
Guy.
There's
and
Carrie.
Carrie's here.
What's going on, Carrie?
Carrie is so cool.
There's Steven. Every time I refresh Riko's page, he loses a sub. Well, that's who's doing it. Stop refreshing, dude. Matt said sorry. What did Matt say sorry? Where is Matt? Is she with him? No, Bob. She actually never was with him. They lived together for like, I shouldn't say never. They lived together for about 4 months or so, and then she left him, and we talked a few times after that, me and my ex-wife, and she actually moved to Alaska and got married again and had a great life. She's got kids and stuff and happy life. So good for her.
Now,
So no,
okay, not to change the subject, but I'm
no
going back
strange
to
subject.
the frog. Tom just said, Ed, does your ADF? I always think that's like some type of attention disorder when he says that. But your African dwarf frog have a pink nub under the armpit? If so, he's a male. One of them does, and I thought he had cancer, and I just didn't want to tell anybody. Seriously, I've been like, I think that guy has cancer. Well, that's refreshing. He never died yet, so
I have to look too. So Tom, do you think that 9 of them in a 20-gallon is overstocked then? It sounds like it's a little bit overstocked, so maybe I should up my water changes in that tank.
yeah, I was like, every time I would see that, I'd kind of like bite my finger because it's like it's a frog. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna keep letting him live his best life, and he doesn't seem to be too affected. It's one time I watched an episode of the Arizona veterinarian show. I don't know what it was called,
Never
but
heard of
this
it.
guy brought his dog in to have a tick removed off its belly, and he said he used a match. He's been trying to pull it off with the tweezers,
And it was a wart.
and it was a nipple. And it was getting swollen, and he was getting worried because it was getting bigger because he thought it was sucking all the blood out of the dog, and it was the dog.
That's horrible.
Yeah, the vet said no, male dogs have nipples too, and then he showed him where he had others.
That's
And
horrible.
the guy's on like national TV, and I'm sure it's in replay. It was a wiener type dog.
That's just horrible. That is so.
I know.
I used matches and some pliers, and I just couldn't get the thing off of there.
I poured bleach on it. I don't know. It won't come off.
That poor dog. Oh
I
my
know.
God.
And he was like, it's really, I think, hurting him.
I'm sweating now. I was laughing. I was sweating. Oh my God.
I remember that episode.
That is horrible.
So well. Because they also had an iguana on there, and it was egg bound. Or they thought it was egg bound, but it wasn't. It had gallbladder stones.
It reminds me, the winery next door, they got a picture. You know what? I'll try and find it, but it was a good sized salamander. I mean, they had it down by the front door, and it was with the tail. It was about that long. Really cool looking. I didn't realize that they were that prevalent around here.
You know, about, oh boy, maybe 20 years ago, my dad asked me to dig around the foundation of his house because he wanted, this is back when I had a good back and I was healthy. He wanted to paint his foundation because he was upset when he had bought his house. He realized they hadn't put like this tar on the foundation. So he had me go down around it about 4 feet just to paint around it, the top part. We didn't go all the way. But I dug in and I found 2 gigantic salamanders up against the concrete of the house.
Nice.
It
What
was
kind?
really
I mean,
neat.
were they? Well, you probably don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I even asked you that.
Or they had like orange or red bellies. I didn't touch them. I just put the dirt back on them and probably buried them. I don't know. They're probably dead now. Oh, Liquid Zoo's here, and he just hit a message. And Color Guppy's here.
Hey guys, who let Ed up there? His stories are terrible, and he hates kids.
Oh. Who said that?
Geek Boy, of course.
But yeah, I just never had seen that big of salamanders in the wild. I've just seen the little ones.
Hold on,
There's a place called Ponds and Plants. It's a crazy
is that
like
the one
70s fish store.
Is that the one
store.
that Bob did a walkthrough on? Yep, I remember seeing that.
Well, they've got like all these water gardens because I mean it's actually a pond place, and they've got like tons of goldfish outside and tanks and stuff, but they've got these ponds where they just grow all their plants. And I mean, literally thousands. But there's salamanders that crawl around underneath. It's really neat. And I think they're just wild.
I should probably be. Why is it hiding all of these? Oh, well, still, what Ricky? Hi there. What Ricky said isn't bad. He just got in here, and I see. Oh, I see talks about nipples and something about a wiener, and it blocked it. Google Mod blocked that.
I don't know.
I can see why, I guess, but Liquid Zoo said I made a big mistake. I was live for an hour. I somehow screwed up. Hey, you didn't screw up, man. We've been through this over the last week with different people, right? There's plenty of room for everybody to go live at once. There's nothing wrong, Matt. You did nothing to apologize for, and don't worry about it.
Yeah, nothing's gonna bother me. I'm probably a last resort show, and I know it. But what was I gonna say? Oh, but we've also we had to cancel 2 weeks ago because you were sick.
Yeah.
And then last week I had a migraine.
Yeah.
So
we definitely wanted to go today.
This is the bad time of year for me when it comes to getting migraines. Like, I just have a headache today. I've taken like 5 Excedrin. And,
so is it allergies then?
Yeah, it's my sinuses don't drain properly. Like I don't even have tear ducts.
That's what you said. Yeah.
My eyes get real sore this time of year, and I have to wash them out real good. And like this I can't really breathe too much right now out of my side of my nose, just because it just fills up. And then it's really gross because, like, when I go to a restaurant and it's really hot in the restaurant and I have spicy food and then I walk out and it's cold, the sinuses drop and I start gagging, and I normally I'll barf. So I try not to eat spicy food when it's cold outside. Isn't that terrible? That's horrible. And that was a story that people didn't need to hear.
and I've heard it before.
Yeah. Well, my friend Sarah J. Seaver, she's the one that has the GoFundMe for her puppy dog.
Yes. And do you still have that? Is she still running that?
Oh, I'm sure she is. She's got a sick puppy. She's already put over $2,000 into it. They're trying to figure out what's the matter with the dog. And she had a CT scan for it or something. It cost over $2,000, and she ran out of money to be able to put on the dog. So she was asking for any help she could to help pay the vet bills, because that's a bummer. So she has a GoFundMe. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, I didn't save it either, and I've into it. Hold on, let me see if I can.
Cool.
I might be able to pull it back up.
But
no.
Yeah, but she just had sinus surgery. She has like sinuses just like me. She said she didn't have the tear ducts, and she said that they drilled into her head. And I said, okay, well, let me know after a year how you do, and maybe I'll do it. My aunt did it back in the 80s, and it was a lot more crazy when she did it, because they literally pulled her face back and drilled like into her skull. And I mean, she looked like she got beat by Mike Tyson. It was bad. Yeah, I'm glad I said Mike Tyson, not somebody else.
Here, I found it. I think. I just want to make sure this looks right, though. Yep, here it is. Okay. Yeah, let me drop that link in there. So this is for Sarah Siebler. Again, I don't know how many people know her, but Sarah's in. She's always in Ed and James's streams. You've met her, right?
Yes, we met her at Aquashella. She lives in Georgia. She doesn't live too far. Well, she lives at the bottom of Georgia, and I live at the top, basically. I'm in Tennessee, but I'm like really close to the Georgia border. And she lives in the beautiful part of Georgia. Oh gosh, Savannah.
That's
Fred
for her
doesn't want that
dog's.
much information out, but well, Savannah's a beautiful town.
That's for her dog Summer, and that's actually her mom who did it.
Well,
And
yeah,
I see some names on there that thank you so much. I do see a lot of Fish Fam names in there, and
I need to do
you
that
guys are
too.
awesome. Thank you so much for helping her out. That's great. Every little bit counts.
Well, and so I need to have my sinuses drilled so I can breathe and be a normal person again.
Imagine though, once you've done it, and you're just like, it's just breathing is just gonna be like a weight lifted off. You're.
Oh my gosh! Well, that was one thing I used to love about sports was you'd be out there playing hockey or football, and you got so much air going through you, you can just go and just shoot it all out. It was wonderful.
We call that the farmer's blow.
Yep, I could breathe so good when I used to be able to run and stuff.
Riko Ed is asking about the caulking for aquarium safe. So there are some that are meant specifically for aquariums, but it's also which one? Number one, the aquarium safe caulking. There's a specific one. I'm sure people in the chat. I've never actually had to do it yet, but I know it's out there, and I've heard a lot of people talking about it.
Oh, I was trying to figure out how to make Matt a wrench.
So you're in the YouTube chat, right?
Oh, Hank. Okay, let's just keep talking about our stuff, and I'll try to get back into there. Because it was like save this name and stuff like that, but I think I was looking at when it takes a picture.
Yeah, so you need to hit.
Okay, what were you just saying?
So if in the YouTube side, you just hit the three little dots over their name, it's off to the very, very right. You'll see it. So if you hover over Matt's name on the very, very right, you'll see the three little dots. And you click on that.
Okay.
All right. So I had to I just had to send that message. So sorry I was so distracted, but I couldn't. My brain wasn't letting me let it go.
Oh, look, Lumpy Dog's here.
Yeah, who cares?
Oh, Lumpy Dog's awesome.
I know.
Oh, it just
I'm
jumped.
kidding.
I don't know if he's
Jenna
still
P.
here or not.
That's awesome that Jenna P has been joining us a lot more often too. Really like that.
Oh, he just said, "Don't you people work for a living?"
No.
Well, I did until I got injured.
I did until I retired.
Oh, lucky. I would have liked to have kept. Oh, am I still live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I lost the screen for a second.
Don't click buttons.
Well, I got to get back to where I was somehow. Okay. Drop this.
You got it. Yeah, it's all good. I see him now.
Oh,
You got him.
Pop. Well, no, I'm more worried about just trying to get back to chat.
Oh.
Or back to I can't handle watching the YouTube guys because I move, like right now, I'm back in the normal thing, the StreamYard, and when I move, I can see. But in YouTube, I do this, and then I'm like sitting here, and I see myself move, and it's like I'm looking at a ghost or something. It freaks me out.
You ruined the entire stream, Matt. It's destroyed now. All right, I'm going to be distracted. I sent an email about the destroyed packages. Again, I haven't even really looked at them, but they need to do something about replacing the other stuff that was in there because it's ruined, and I don't know.
Everybody here came for one purpose.
To talk about geek stuff.
Yeah, and we have not.
Hey, I did this one.
Oh yeah. No.
I did that one.
Did you, or was that before we got live?
No, that was in here. I showed.
Oh, that was your geek thing?
No.
Oh, good.
It's just another one.
So we do a comic book of the week every week. And I didn't read these 2 comic books yet. I got them at Ollie's.
That's where I got my comic book from. People,
$3.99.
people, if you have, sorry, Ed, if you have an Ollie's by you and you like comic books, they always have them in stock from both DC and Marvel, and they're cheap as hell. The one I got was actually the bigger one, and Ed's going to talk about his, but it was actually the bigger one that contains like three of the ones I think that Ed has. It's the bigger one, but it was also $3.99.
Yeah.
You know, so you get great deals on the comics at Ollie's if you have one by you. Anyways, so you haven't read those yet.
No, I'm a fan of Spider-Woman. I think she looks awesome. She has a super cool costume. You know, she's underestimated and not used nearly enough.
She's a part of the new Avengers too. She is a new Avenger.
Oh, well yeah. But I mean, I used to have a website that had all the members of the Avengers, and it was like 270 people have joined it and left.
Yeah. And they've had different entire groups. I mean, just groups that had none of the people that were in it ever before. Like Spider-Man's been an Avenger, and
well, they brought when the Avengers were doing terrible, like the comic book line, when the movies were about to start being made. So what they did was they took their 3 biggest characters in Marvel Universe and added them to the Avengers. So they added Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Wolverine to the team.
Well, Wolverine has come in and out throughout the years, though. Wolverine's been an Avenger a few times throughout the years.
Well, maybe all of them have. I don't know. But yeah, when I first started watching reading the Avengers, Nightcrawler was like one of the main characters.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It was awesome.
I started at the beginning with Avengers. Not originally. I went back a few years ago, and I have them all in digital format. So I went back to the very beginning and read them from the very beginning all the way up through until they switched over to the new Avengers and all of that.
Wow.
Took me a long time, but I read them all the way up to about 92, 95, somewhere around there.
Well, the Fantastic Fours had a lot of people, actually, even though we all know the main Fantastic Four, but Warpath, who I thought was awesome, he used to be part of them. And I like Native American Indians. Well, what are Indians called? I like them too. But Warpath was really cool. I love She-Hulk. She was part of that group. Yep. Namor was part of the group. And he's my all-time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird that the Fantastic Four has had other people in it.
Yeah. It is weird that they do that. And Bob, thank you for dropping links. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
and
Bob,
Steven only needs one. Yep, we're right there. Steven, and I was talking about you earlier before you came in, telling people to go over and subscribe to you. And I told them just a quick little bit about us, with our friendly competition to get to 1K and how we're going to do some type of collaboration. We haven't talked about it yet. Oh, I'm sorry. We went off on a tangent, though, real quick. Did Ricky get his answer about the silicone? Matt dropped a link for one. Loctite clear silicone. Dennis Christensen, hi there. Ricky, did you get the answer you were looking for? The Fantastic can't count.
Was he asking what's the right type of silicone to get?
Silicone for aquariums, yep. There is an aquarium silicone, but there's also which expensive number? There's one number that is, like silicone number 1 or number 2 or whatever it is.
Yeah, that would be the easiest way to do it. I used, it was, you know what? I never say enough good stuff. And literally, I never say much good stuff about Joey, the king of DIY. But he was the one who had the perfect number, or, told me about the number. Told everybody, on one of his streams when he was just a little bitty guy. And I used to have that, but now I look for 100% silicone, the GE 100% silicone, and I don't want the mold free. It sounds like, oh, this is mold free. I'd like to have this in my tank because I don't want mold in my tank. No, you want the mold.
Well, that
So,
mold free has stuff in it that it's harmful, right? And
yeah, it'll
Matt
kill the
said
bacteria.
GE1.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
S.
So yeah, that's what you want.
Oh, and Geek Boy, do you see what Geek Boy just said?
I
GE
have
number
no
one,
idea.
but I heard they recently changed the formula. Might want to verify that one first.
Oh wow. Well, that sure would be a bummer.
So that's good information. We should find that out so we know. Ricky said X-Men. Yep, X-Men had a ton of members over the years. Yep, I did the same thing with them. I did with Avengers. I went back to the very first one and read all the way through, but not all the way. I stopped in the 90s. I should have kept going, but
You know,
Ricky,
I originally hated the X-Men
why?
When I was a little kid, and my my camp counselor guy, he was talking about how cool comic books were, and he said how much he loved the X-Men, and I was like, well, I never really read the X-Men. So I got one. In the episode, or the comic book I got, was the one that Spider-Man was asking to become part of the team, and Xavier said no because you're not a mutant. And I was like, racist? and I didn't watch the X-Men for another 15 or 20 years. I didn't.
That's hilarious. This is like the Goonies all over again. You saw just one little part of it and made up your mind.
Yep. And I mean, who says no to Spider-Man? It was like, this comic book's great. It's got Spider-Man in it. What?
Ricky, the name of the geek the subscription box is Geek Fuel, and Matt said Loot Crate, and I would say Loot Crate is now a scam. It used to be really cool. I joined it, I don't know, 20 years ago. Whenever it first originally came out, maybe 20 years is probably too long. Probably 15 years ago. And it was great. I loved Loot Crate. We had it for years. And then they got bought out by somebody, and I rejoined up after they went through everything. And 6 months I waited for the first package, and it never showed up. And I had paid with PayPal for a 6-month package. It was like $160. Never got a single thing. So I canceled it through PayPal, which took like a month and a half to do. And then they finally did send me something. And it was like 2 things in the box that were nothing great at all. And they still charged me the same price for it. It was horrible. I would tell everybody, stay away from Loot Crate. Maybe it'll get better again in the future, but to me, it's a scam these days, and I don't trust them at all. But Geek Fuel is good. I like Geek Fuel quite a bit.
Right now, honestly, I would probably I love those boxes. I love getting the Aquarium box, because it's so much fun getting stuff. But I would probably stay away from all of them until they get the shipping figured out and everything back to normal, because I think people might keep getting lighter and lighter boxes in the mail, or you might get like stuff made here at home. So you might get photos, any type of paper stuff, like books, like Riko got that cool little book, and shirts. But anything like metal or collectible, like figurines and stuff, I think we're going to have a big shortage probably for the next 2 years. It's crazy. They said I watched a whole show today on YouTube, a news thing, like a 2020 thing, on why all the ships are just sitting out in ports. And it's not just out in front of California, it's also China. China has a deal where if one person tests positive on the boat has to go back to their home country and get new people. And it's just, they said there's like people from foreign countries that drive these boats starving on the boats because they're just waiting, because everything is just like a log jam.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not telling you not to do it, but I'm going to stay away from any of that type of stuff at least for 2 years. And probably in 2 years, there's going to be a bajillion things out there for us all to get. So it's going to be super awesome. But until then, it might be stinky.
And I Geek Fuel, I haven't had any issues with that at all. I think so far they've been good. They have had, they've said, it might be a little bit late this time, stuff like that. But it hasn't been too bad. But it might get worse as time goes on. It might, because a lot of that stuff is just now really coming to a head. So, yeah, I don't know. So far, I've been happy with Geek Fuel. We'll see what happens in the long run with it, though. So back to your comic books, though.
Yes. Okay. So she has, like many comic book heroes, I thought she was actually before Spider-Man, but she came out in 1977. And Spider-Man had came out before that. And Spider-Man was just so good, they just said, well, wait, that's the one that's really messing with me, man. There's one that she's upside down and one that she's not.
Really messing with me, man.
It is. But I forgot what I was going to say. But she is older. Well, okay, there's two different origin stories for her. And I didn't realize she has like a Hydra Shield story. Originally, the first one I read probably back in the 90s was, I thought, her original story, but I think it was a reboot. And she was a little girl from London, and her mom and dad moved all over the place, but her dad was owned an apothecary. So we're talking several hundred years ago in England. I think America was just, maybe not several, but maybe like 200 years ago. And an apothecary is a pharmacy type thing. But, they used to make it all and mix it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way now to,
So his daughter was really sick, and they didn't know what to do or what she was sick from. And they tried all the normal things, and nothing happened. So he took all these different poisons from different spiders and mixed it to try to kill what was in her that was killing her, because I don't know if she had consumption, what was going on. But what it did was gave her mutant power, or not mutant power. She would not be allowed to be in the X-Men because she got it science powers.
Science.
But yeah, Xavier hates the science people.
He doesn't hate them. He's just looking out for
I think he hates them. Peter Parker needed friends, and he got kicked out. But she doesn't need friends because she's awesome. She can make friends because she has pheromones that can trick people to be her friend, be in love with them, or fear her. That's an awesome power. She can glide. She can't fly, which I guess is better than nothing. She has superpowers. She can lift like 7 tons. She was trained. Well, okay. The story that the story that I originally thought that she was from, she was a detective because she could like trick people into getting information and stuff. So she was like a private eye.
Yeah. Yep.
But then there's a science one where Hydra had kidnapped her, and she was kind of a super soldier. And I don't even know if we know who made her, if it was Hydra or if it was Shield. But Hydra told her she used to be a spider and she was turned into a human. And she believed it, but then she realized that Hydra was bad and joined up with Shield. But then Shield ended up saying, you used to work for us and you were tricked. So really, we don't know what her story is there, or I just haven't read much of it. And so I bought these 2 books to read them 2 weeks ago, and then I forgot all about it.
This is Bob wants to know if she's single.
She is single, and I'm pretty sure she used to be one of the Fantastic Four also. But she's also been an Avenger many times. But yes, I love this girl. She is awesome. She has, it's called Venom Blasts, but she doesn't blast venom. She blasts electricity that goes right through metal and stuff. It's kind of like picture Cyclops, how he shoots his laser. Well, since it's electric, it goes right through metal and can still hit people. So she can, like, if a tank is coming, she can go and just get the drivers and just shock them. So she doesn't even have to kill them.
Shocking.
Gosh, she also has super smelling, which would be probably bad for us, Rico. Especially after you ate all that cheese.
I smell quite delicious.
Oh my gosh, I ate 2 bowls of chili and I dumped cheese on top of them yesterday. And you ate like 2 blocks of cheese.
No, I didn't eat all that cheese. I had one little bit of it. It's still, I can go get it right now. In fact, I had some more for lunch. Look, here's the crackers sitting here.
And no more cheese around them.
Barely cracked them open. You know, I had.
That's because he did like a 2-inch block of cheese on each cracker.
Well, there's a ham too. I'm like not even halfway through the ham, and I have eaten about probably about half of the 1 block of cheese. There's one that looks like a Hershey's Kiss, and I just tasted that one, and then the other one I ate about half of it, I guess.
He's wearing yellow, so you don't see the cheese crumbs on it. I'm just saying.
You're so mean, Ed. Jenna P would like to know if this is based on Patty's real life.
Oh, man. Now I really got to meet Patty and get her autograph. Maybe I'll have Patty autograph this one because it's upside down.
I have that one. I don't know if I have the other one.
Well,
I do have a few of them.
I got 2 of these. I didn't realize I bought this last time I was at Ollie's, and then I saw it again. I never read it.
Gotcha.
So maybe I'll when I've got like a bunch of junk to mail yet, so maybe I'll put that in there too.
Which reminds me, I'm going to mail yours this week, but Ariel wants to make you a bunch of stuff. So I have no idea what she's making you, but she's going to make you a bunch of stuff. So you're going to get, you're going to get some bunch of cool stuff that she's going to make. And I also need to send you the banner. James is sending me a banner for tomorrow. I asked him to give me something to put in my room to show the affiliation with Fish Room Fever. And so he's sending me a banner, but it's a real nice one. And I want to send it back to him. So it's going to come to you.
I need to put the Tennessee Fish Mafia sign in here.
Yeah, you do.
Realize that. Okay. That might have to go right here.
Perfect.
Maybe I'll have to make another one that's spelled correctly. And I'll have 2 made so I can give that one to Bob, or a good one to Bob. And then, excuse me, now I'm burping all that chili I ate. It's terrible. It's better to come up this end. But yeah, I have that banner, or the Tennessee Fish Mafia in the fish room. I should do one for this room.
Yeah.
Too.
It should be there. Steven got his 700. Very cool. Congrats, Steven.
Oh, no.
Very cool. No.
I should make a deal with Bob.
Don't say, oh,
Bob.
no. That's good.
What we should do is I should make a deal with Bob that whoever gets to 20,000 subs first has to buy the other one a sub sandwich.
20,000. I don't know. That seems like a lot of work for not much payoff.
Oh, but it'd be so cool to get to 20,000 subs.
That would be cool.
But he's like way ahead of me right now, so I have to make it a big number and hope I get lucky in the next 10 years.
Yeah, see, the subs on YouTube are being weird over the last week because Bob said I need 2 more to reach 700, but I was at 700 already earlier. And then when I went, and Steven said every time he refreshed, I lost a subscriber. So it's doing weird stuff. They'll probably come back. So I'm pretty sure I hit 700. Wait, there was a couple other things. Ricky said he wants to do the Geek Fuel. That was way back when. But there was something else. I deleted a message. And I wasn't picking on you, Jimmy P, but it was about politics and, people, we just don't do politics in the chat. So that's why that was deleted. And I just wanted to throw that out there again. This isn't the place for it. You can keep your, that stuff somewhere else. We just don't do the politics in the chat or anything.
How about this? Bob, when you reach 20,000 subs, I'll buy you a sub sandwich. But when I reach 20,000, you buy me a sub sandwich. That way we double down on our sandwiches.
And Matt wants to know if he can drop a link. Well, I lost that. Where's that at? May I post a Team Patty t-shirt?
Oh, wow. That'd be cool.
Let's see that.
Well, can I talk about the weird subs?
It's your show.
Oh, yeah, good point. I forgot. Well,
you could talk about politics. It's your show. You do what you want.
No, we won't go there. We've drawn an important line. And like Riko and I, we stand on two different sides of the fence, but we're still best buddies. And I think most of us are actually on the fence and we just don't realize it. That doesn't make sense. We're on the fence, but we're actually in the middle of the yard instead of opposite sides of the yard. My analogies have been terrible lately.
Yeah, they have. If you take a peanut butter sandwich and then flip it over and put jelly on the other side of the bread, that would be us. I'm doing one of your analogies.
You know, there used to be this hamburger place here in Chattanooga called Shataburgers, I think, or
Chat or Shat. Shataburger.
Yeah, like Chattanooga, but Chat.
Oh, okay. Because I was hearing with an S.
Well, I put an S in for it's more than one burger, so I said burgers.
Well, that's what you would do like after a couple days, or a few hours after eating one of the burgers would be I shat a burger. So
yeah.
Anyways, chat a burger. Okay.
Okay, I loved this place. It was the best hamburger joint I've ever been to in my life. It was down by the Aquarium, downtown Chattanooga. And they put it was in an old building, like an old brick building that was like 200, well, probably not 200, 100 years old. And they took this giant AC unit and put it on top, and the whole building fell in. And the Chatterburger business didn't want to pay for it because it covered like the street. And this is a main thoroughfare in Chattanooga. So it like covered the road, all the bricks, and the owner that rented it to them didn't want it. And they're like, well, you bought the air conditioner and put it up there. And he's like, yeah, but you guys were the ones that wanted a better air conditioner.
No, that's on him.
Well, the city ended up moving it, and they both, I think, lost out. Now it's a parking lot for the city next to Hooters, which is probably going to go under. Oh, no, Buffalo Wild Wings. Never mind, it's not Hooters. But still.
They all closed around here, Buffalo Wild Wings.
No way. Wow.
Yeah.
That place on Sundays, you can't even get in it here. We only have one real sports bar in the whole city. In 800,000 people, the metropolitan area, one real sports bar.
Wow.
It's called Buddy's. It's awesome. But one. In St. Louis, there's one on every corner. You know, it just... My mom and dad were actually thinking about buying and building a sports bar here just because there's absolutely none. And they never even wanted to own a bar in their life. But, oh well. I digress. Buffalo Wild Wings are here. Oh, I thought that was Bob that said Buffalo Wild Wings are closing here too.
Bob did say, though, that he's still waiting on the piece of pie from 2019 from you.
Oh.
And Chewy came in. Chewy wants to know if we've ever read the Heavy Metal magazine. I did. I read it a lot when I was as a younger man. Too. And I just got a subscription to it again a couple years ago, and they had come back. So I got a subscription. It was still pretty good. I was still pretty impressed. I let my subscription lapse. I only did like 1 or 2 years, but I did that too.
I discovered I hate magazines. They just take up space and they're heavy to pick up a whole butt ton of them.
I like magazines. I really do like digital content. You know, I read a lot of books on my Kindle and stuff like that. But there's something about a magazine with the articles and stuff. Don't be gross, people. like Tropical Fish Hobbyist. I had that one. I absolutely loved getting it, and Amazonas magazine. I should be getting my first issue any day.
I buy 4 magazines a year. And oh, you know what? I will buy 2 more if this happens. We were Rockin' Fish would like to have a fantasy hockey
yeah,
league. And I've got Jimmy P, me, and Rockin' Fish. So we actually need 5 more people. And I think the season starts either today or tomorrow. So we'll just end it a week, or we'll just start it up a week late if we can get the people. Season's a long season. Not going to hurt anything. But if you guys are interested, I need your email and send it to my Facebook. And then I'll make the league up.
So
then I'll buy 2 more magazines. But otherwise, I buy 2 magazines for every league I'm in. So for football, I'll buy 2 football, and for baseball, I buy 2, because I don't necessarily want to trust just what one says, the listing. Because one might say, Tom Brady, he's terrible. And the other one's going to say, well, he's got a lot of potential to return again because he seems to be unageable.
unageable.
Well, the one is just saying it because they hate Tom Brady.
Yeah, which I understand.
Or they always want to put somebody is better than the best guy in whatever, there's always, we all know that Kelsey's the best tight end in the league, but every year there's another best guy better than Kelsey, but then Kelsey gets it. The same thing with Patrick Mahomes. Whoever's the top whoever the top running back is, I'm saying the Chiefs because they're the guys I know, but I hate those magazines that always has to say somebody else is better when we all know who's the best.
Well, sometimes it's subjective though, because last year that person might have been the best, but this year this other person might be the best because of some abstract thing that nobody else is thinking about that possibly could happen, has a good chance of happening. If that doesn't happen, then they're not going to be the best. And I mean, you know what I mean? There's so many subtle things there. TFH does still do print magazines. I just got rid of my subscription from them, Select Pet. Sorry, Ed, I just hit in the chat real quick. Chewy said Heavy Metal magazine also had the movie called Heavy Metal. They made 2 of those, and great movies. And Boris Vallejo, several covers for Heavy Metal magazine in their heyday. Let's see.
He did my favorite art, or for one of my favorite Dungeons and Dragons campaigns was called Dark Sun, and I absolutely loved Dark Sun. It was like a apocalyptic desert world.
I think I have the box for that, or I gave it to my oldest son, but we did have that. He also didn't he also do Molly Hatchet, Flirting with Disaster? Didn't he do the album cover for that? Could have been.
I wish I would have got his autograph,
Franzetta, but I think it was Boris. And there was something else I wanted to say that I read too in there. And again, thank you everybody. They said I'm at 701. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Ricky's only a few away from 300. And Mystery
Ricky.
Snail Guardians is only like 5 from 200, I believe she said. I'm just sort of scanning real quick. So, was there anything else? Patty did say, "I'll do you if you do me, Chattanooga Ed." You autograph my Platinum Spider-Man on a separate piece of paper. And Dee Dee said when you burped earlier, that's how far back I am. She said, "At least it's burps, Ed."
Bob asked if I have the refrigerator magnet with the games listed. I haven't gotten one since I've moved to Tennessee, but in Missouri, I would always get them, and I would have them on my locker at work, so that way everybody could see the Chiefs games, on my locker.
Nice. Oh, it was Franzetta that did the Molly Hatchet one. Better and favorite are 2 different things. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Plus, you don't know. You know, all these people say this guy is going to be, he's going to be great. There's no doubt about it. Well, there is a doubt about it. Nobody is a guaranteed. If people were guaranteed, the game would be totally different. There's nobody that's guaranteed to even have success year to year. Somebody who last year
Well,
was
look at my
amazing,
Chiefs.
you know.
My Chiefs, their defense has gotten older, brokener, and worse. Guys have left because of less, not being able to get the money. And my Chiefs' defense is so bad, the offense can't overcome it right now.
We're the exact opposite. Our defense is pretty damn good, but Joe Fields hasn't really shown much yet. He's done some things. He's had some impressive throws and stuff, but it's not all on him. There
And,
is other. I mean, there's obviously other people on the offense, and our running back is hurt now. So
that's killing me too, because he's
same
my big
here.
fantasy guy.
My running backs in the one league, I didn't do a good job with running backs anyways in the draft, and so I was already trying to do catch up, and I did get somebody, and then he went on injured reserve. So yeah. Anyways,
I'm sorry, guys, that we're talking football. We're going to have to do another stream during the week and do sports. Ooh. Oh, Hellblazer.
Hellblazer by Enos.
Oh, I was about to try to say that.
Garth has written quite a bit of stuff, I believe. Now, you know what? I'm going to look this up before I say it because I'm second guessing myself, but I believe that Garth wrote The Boys. He Whip said, "I looked pretty good yesterday, Riko. You look good every day, Whip." I know what you're saying, but just what you said. Garth Enos, yeah, okay. So yeah, he also wrote The Boys, which is the Amazon TV series too. Garth did. He also has a series called Crossed, which is about a virus that affects humanity and turns people into just they get a cross. It's like a rash on their face in the shape of a cross, and they just go crazy. They're not zombies, but they just become very violent and just want to kill or screw everything. I mean, it's just,
Are you sure it's just people not trying to be Vikings?
no, it's like way beyond. It's really, you know what? There was times when I read it. I can't read too much of it at one time because it's that gory and just pure friggin' evil. It really is. The guy has a twisted head.
It's pretty good though that the people get the cross because you know who to shoot.
Well, that's it. Yep, and it
But
shows up
if
very
I
quickly.
was one of them, I would take makeup and hide the cross.
So you wouldn't be able to even think that much. They do become very animalistic, but they can still drive vehicles, they can still shoot guns, they can still have conversations, but they're just angry. And anyways, that's the other one. But he wrote Hellblazer, but he wasn't the only one. Hellblazer has had Warren Ellis. Warren Ellis wrote a lot of Hellblazer. Just absolutely loved it. You know what? I think Alan Moore might have actually wrote a few of them as well. They've had a few other. I believe that Neil Gaiman might have written a few of them. I could be wrong about that, though. I should do my research before saying that. I wish it said here. This is actually number 7 in the series. Let me just look here real quick. And how many did this? Introduction by Warren Ellis. That's pretty cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, this is 12 single comics in one.
Neat. That's a whole year.
So that's pretty cool. And again, they did it for quite a few years in a row.
Those are nice.
We've seen
comics.
the movie. There's a movie, Hellblazer. There was the TV show. It's got. I thought the TV show was pretty good, actually. I thought the guy they cast as Constantine, I thought that was a pretty good casting. He did a good job.
Oh, was the movie called Constantine?
Yes. Wasn't
What
it?
was the TV show?
I think the TV show might have been Constantine 2, or might have been Hellblazer. I can't remember.
See, I don't think I ever saw the TV show.
And the TV show had some overlaps into some of the other stuff as well, some of the other DC stuff as well. But I lost my train of thought. Wasn't it Keanu? I
Yes, it
think
was.
Keanu and Constantine in the movie. It was okay. The movie was okay. There was so much they didn't touch on.
I agree. I think I wish they would have made more of them because I would have liked to have had more story.
And I think there's a lot. I mean, you can see again, this is number 7. There's probably at least 12 of these in the series. So, what am
The
I missing?
divers. Somebody asked about the diver's bell. It's pieces have fallen off, but I'm letting them dry, falling off, and then I'm going to glue them back on. So I'm kind of just letting them dry on both ends. Sorry. It was Daniel. He was asking about the diver's bell.
Gosh, that Daniel.
Well,
trying to poison me with cheese.
It's right here. And I'm going to let it dry for like another probably 24 hours. And then I'm going to stick it on there and fill in the cracks. And hopefully, I thought I stepped on the cat. It was my cushion. That's why I'm always afraid I'm going to step on. I don't have any feeling in my foot.
Yeah.
So I don't realize I'm stepping on something until I feel the ground and the mush. Always paranoid. My cats are like terrified of me walking.
Yeah, John. Yeah, that's the one. There was another one too, I believe, Legends of Tomorrow. But I think there was another crossover event too with somebody. And I don't remember who it was. Did you see what Steven said? He said, "Would scuffing up the glass would have helped it stick better?" Now he did paint it.
I used this paint to help it stick, but it pulled the paint off. So,
but maybe sanding the glass a little bit or something would have done something.
Well, maybe I'll try that. Still, I don't want to take all the paint off because it really did add a good tag to it, like a tooth. But yeah, that would probably be even better.
Let's see what else is going on. They crossed with the show Lucifer. Here. Oh, hi, not Nola Jane. My wife loves that show Lucifer. She didn't really know that it was from Neil Gaiman.
Neil Diamond?
Neil Gaiman, not Neil Diamond. Oh. They're coming to America
today. Whew. How do I want to send a picture. Bam. Okay, I just sent a cat in a box to Nola Jane. Oh, look, today, I don't know if anybody noticed, but I've got Baby Cat in a box.
Yes, I did. I did notice. But I think it's because we talked about it the other night, so I looked at it to see what was there.
She's so cute. But Nico had been sitting in that box for like 3 hours, and he got up to leave, and then she ran and sat in it. It was like, what?
So weird. And somebody said why cats do that, and I don't remember. Does anybody in the chat remember why cats like to do that? Do they feel safe or something? I have not watched the trailer for Sandman. I'm very, very excited, though. I can't wait for it. We were talking on Blackie's stream the other night. Really, really want to see that.
What's it about?
Sandman? Basically about demons, basically, but the demons have a lot of humanity left in them. And I mean, I have that whole series, the huge omnibuses. They're beautiful leather-bound books, smell of rich mahogany. You rolled your eyes at me.
No. I started writing 3 different screenplays, like for movies, on like kind of demons and angels. And I'd like to take a college class just to fill in the gaps, on screenwriting.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Because
you definitely have the creative mind for it. That's for sure.
I would tell the story to people at work, or I've got lots of books and screenplays I've come up with that I've told. I used to tell people the stories, like if we were stuck in the warehouse all day doing something stupid, like if we took overtime on Saturday and just two people, I would tell them a story and the people would just love it, And I got a pretty cool one with an angel and demons.
Daniels wants to know, is Rob from Aquatic Aesthetics doing all right? And Bob said, glad you asked that. I'm concerned about the store. Everything going okay over there? Does he?
I think the store reopens, I think on Thursday is what Rob was saying. Unless he meant Thursday would be at the last day it's closed. Because I think he just has to get through quarantine.
It's just too bad that there's no way to that he doesn't have somebody to run it for him just for that short period of time, even if it was just half the day, just so he's not losing out. Can you hear the lawnmower?
Oh, I thought that was like your dog breathing. It's not bad.
The neighbor got a new lawnmower and it's very, very loud.
Let's see if yeah, no, he hasn't said anything different. I think he's been fine. He's just sick, So he's got he's positive, but he has to wait till it's out of his system and stuff. And maybe he might still have to quarantine for even another week. Because I think you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. But maybe Andrew will be able to. But I sent him, I've been doing all these shorts. And I sent him one of the shorts of his fish last night.
Hey, there's Robert.
Robert. I don't see
Ray
Robert.
Aquatics.
Oh, how did I?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Ray.
We got to be very specific.
How am I back in? I'm back in top chat again. There we go. Yeah, I can't wait to hear how his trip to the catfish catalysm went. He's been making videos. He made some pretty cool videos. I probably should have come in all of them so he knew I was watching them. But he went to the Shed Aquarium, and then he did one just like yesterday, driving to St. Louis, and they were driving through the windmills, like a field of windmills, and he brought up an interesting thing. I wonder if the ground vibrates under those. Don't know.
They're big enough. I suppose they would. Oh, looks like she's done. That was loud here. Ricky wants to know what happened to Rob. He got the virus.
Yep. All of his employees got it too. So, and it's kind of crazy because he just trained a girl, but she lives over where Bob lives in Cleveland, and it's like suburbs of the city. So Bob lives in one suburb called Cleveland, and Rob lives in another one called Hickson. And so the girl was from Cleveland, so Rob is helping get her a job over at one of the fish stores closer to her because it's just too hard to drive an hour for I don't know what he pays, but
that's a pretty cool thing to do, is to help out like that,
But he just got done training the girl and everything. I hadn't met her yet, but I don't know if Jolie or Andrew got sick first from the COVID.
Sounds like Andrew's out of quarantine though. Bob said.
Oh, good. Well, you see, Andrew though, he's got lots of heart issues, and he was in the hospital earlier this year. And he looks like a healthy young 22, 21, I don't know, 20-year-old, 18, I don't know, something. Young adult, but he has a really bad heart, so it was really scary for him. He's got a heart kind of like mine, except
Ricky's aunt has been fighting it, and Ray says we're still on our trip. We got about 700 of fish. 700. Wow. You didn't get 700 fish. You got something. Is there a typo in there, Robert?
Maybe he got $700 for his fish. I saw his fish he was bringing to sell. They were awesome. But maybe he bought 700 fish.
Yeah, expand on that, Robert. We got to know now.
And you guys go sub to Ray's Aquatics, and you can see what he's got.
Yeah. Can we drop Ray's links?
I don't know how.
Maybe one of the mods can hit it up.
I guess I could go to
$700 a fish, bring him back. Wow. Well,
I got you.
I'm sure you got videos of all of it. We'll have to watch that. That's cool. Is there any one or two that really stand out that you got?
Or is it just one fish? It costs $700. Okay, what would you rather do, Riko? Buy one super rare fish for $700 or 1,500 fish for $700?
1,500 fish.
But what if that $700 fish is actually a $1,500 fish?
I'd still go with the multiples.
Okay.
I would go with the multiples. One fish is not going to bring me as much joy as a bunch of fish.
What if it is $700 to go on a trip to collect the fish and you catch one?
As
or
opposed to
going to your Tractor Supply store and buying a whole bunch for $700.
Am I discovering this fish?
Nope, it's the same fish,
Yeah, I'll go to the store.
but it's an ultra rare fish
I'll go to the store.
in paradise.
I'll go to the store. Dude,
In
you forget how
Australia.
lazy I am. I'm not even going to the damn store. I'm going to send somebody to pick it up for me. Do you guys ship? You know, that's yeah, I'm not really about the rare and the exotic and all that kind of stuff right now because again, you guys have been keeping fish a long time. Everything is still exotic to me. I
And
haven't kept all that many. I've got I don't know how many different types of fish right now, but 20 different types of fish, maybe something like that. So I have so many um, that I've never kept before. I have so much to still experience that, so that question for me is always going to be more about the different types of fish as opposed to Rocco. What's up?
Rocco, how cool is that he's here? I love Rocco.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing him on his awesome phrase.
That does seem to be your. Now, Rocco, did you realize that you did use that phrase quite often?
I painted it on this box. How cool is that? So that way I wouldn't forget to say it.
Nice. Yeah, I think
didn't
you did
have
a great
pen.
job.
All I had was a marker.
Patty said she'd rather keep a feeder goldfish than your fancy pants finfish.
Well, I wouldn't want to have a feeder fish that didn't have fins.
He didn't. Rocco didn't realize it. I don't think. I think we all have those things that we say quite often. Like James, Bob, what was the thing that you said James says quite often? I know he says absolutely quite often, but he's got some other phrase that Bob pointed out too that he wanted to make a drinking game for James. What are you doing?
Well, I've got these two threadfin Acaras.
It looked like you're telling somebody don't do that.
Well, and I was. They're paired, and they won't mess with the other fish as long as
that's it.
I'm here. But as soon as I leave, I know that they go after the other fish. So they've been staring at me this whole time. And like the boy one keeps doing this. Like kissing at me. And as soon as I focused, he chased one of the other fish. And I shook my head and now they're back to staring at me. They're like children. I could eat them. They're like that big.
What's Ed's? We got Ed has a Virgilian. You have something else too that you say, but Bob said if you will, yep, and James does use that one. He also says absolutely quite often. But again, I think we all have those things that we use quite often, and we just don't realize it. Those fallback things that are almost like you know what I mean?
I have a nerd term I like to say. I don't say it all the time, but I say, I concur. I got that from Star Trek. I love it. But I hardly ever get to say it. But I remember the first time I said, I concur. And James went, holy cow, with the big vocabulary.
I use it quite often too, but not like ironically or anything. Sometimes I do. Sometimes you have to add a little something to it, like, I concur. You got to. Steven, what's yours? I'm not aware of mine except for and yeah. I don't know what yours is either. I don't know what mine is. Patty says I say MFer a lot. Yeah. I can hear you saying it right now in my head.
Well, she's from New
Telling me
York.
that. I wait for Chewy to get back to me. Not Chewy Lunatic Fringe, but Chewy the website. That's where I got the Echo Complete from. They were quicker last time that something happened. I sent them an email while we were doing the stream about the package that was ruined.
Well, that's no good. Oh, Select Pet's in the house.
Yeah, he's been for a while. You said hi to him.
Sorry, John.
Whip said he's going to make a shirt that says on the front, "A little fish room fever on a Saturday night." Absolutely. And then on the back,
Aw.
"If you will."
That's awesome.
I should probably make a different shirt.
What's it going to say?
Well, I don't know, something, some kind of text on it. I don't know what.
I think next month, hopefully, I'll be able to save a little cash because of all these stupid events. I haven't been able to. Not that they're stupid. I'm enjoying them. I shouldn't have said stupid.
Yeah.
But I found a place that I could make Tennessee Mafia T-shirts and hats, but I have to put money down because I don't want to use Teespring. I'm tired of Teespring. You don't know if you're going to get the best or the worst.
Yeah.
It's
too inconsistent.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
It's just, and this way maybe I can take them to events or something and try to sell them there and stuff.
Plus, they make good prices.
And I'm not going to sell them for much. I'm just going to sell them for enough to be able to keep buying more.
Yeah.
And then, because my Teespring right now, well, I don't even make the money off my Teespring. James does. But I set the price so whenever you buy one of my shirts, James makes 12 cents.
That's weird because I have mine set at the very bottom. It's $14.99 on Amazon, and I make $1.20, $1.19, or $1.29, something like that for each shirt, each one.
Well, it was really weird because the T-shirt I did is like $14.99 also, I think. That's like the lowest you can go.
Yeah.
But the tank top, because Haley wanted a tank top, and she won one because we did a trivia competition type thing. So I got her the tank top, so I had to make those. The cheapest tank top you can get is $16.99. Why would a tank top be $2 more than a T-shirt?
It's less material. It must be harder to sew. Hey, Larry D's in the house.
Larry D is in the house.
Bob did say I've had better experiences with Zazzle. Might be someplace to give it a try.
I don't know what Zazzle is.
Just another Teespring-like type place, but they have a lot of different products, a ton of different products you can get.
I really wanted a Tennessee Fish Mafia baseball hat, So I was going to go to Lids at the mall because they do embroidery.
Yeah.
It is so stupid. All they need is a computer that you can scan and it'll digitize it for the threads. But they said, that would cost too much for us to buy computers for all of our stores. So you have to pay this off-site company. They give you 5 different names, and you pay them $15, and then they send you a digital format for lids. And then you hand it to them, and then they push it in. It does it. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. That is.
They must do 3D modeling or something instead of, some kind of patches or something.
Well, it's retarded.
Whip said,
I'm sorry, but Zen's not here.
Whip said every time he wears one of my shirts, people ask him what it's. But Whip, it almost looks like you a little bit looks like you, at least the long hair and the beard part of it. So, but that's the whole, again, I had my shirt before I ever did any YouTube. I've had it for a long time. A friend of mine, cartoon guy, made it for me, and I made it as a joke. I gave away a couple of them, and then my daughter, when she was in college, they her friends thought it was hilarious that I had merch. They bought a bunch of them, and every time they went out drinking or something, they would wear my shirts, So
That's fun.
I thought that was funny.
That's probably really good for picking up the guys.
Yeah, I know. Whip said Chewy will make it right. Yeah, I know they will. Yeah, I've had one other issue with them. They usually pretty good, but I did have one other issue, and same with Petco. They made it right. I was just expecting it to be a little bit quicker because last time they did respond very quick. So maybe they're just busy. It'll happen.
Uh-oh.
They'll make it
Bob
right.
said Bob said he's telling me. I had order last Christmas from Chewy, and it was a Black Friday deal, and they had their treats. They are like a big thing that cost $15 at all the stores, like Walmart, and they were like $2.50.
Wow.
So I bought 11 of them.
Yeah.
And then I also bought, or no, maybe I bought 9. I know it was an uneven number, and I was like, why don't I just buy 10? But I think I bought 9. And then I had to buy this cat house for my mom. It looked like a gingerbread cardboard thing. And they sent it to the wrong address. And we're like, we never got it. And they said, well, that's weird. And then they found out, they tracked it, and the delivery guy wrote the wrong address down. And they said, well, you guys could just go down to that house and get it. And we're like, we don't know who that is. And so they said, well, we'll just send you a new box. So they sent us a whole new box of all of it. And that lady brought the box to us. So my mom bought her some type of lotion package.
Yeah, that's nice.
But yeah, so we got to meet our neighbor too. But then we got double the stuff. It was awesome.
See, that happens reverse to us quite often in the wintertime because there is a couple, an older couple who live right down the hill from us over here, over this direction. And if it snows really good, that hill is steep enough that the trucks can't make it up. If they go down there, they're not coming back up. Tow trucks won't go down there. It's going to stay for a while because all the snow. So a lot of times they'll leave the package here with us, and then we've got to let them know to come up and get it. So the guy will bring a sled up and put his packages on the sled and take it down. It's funny. It's funny.
Oh, I remember why I bought 9, because it was like if you ordered $50 or something, you got it free delivery.
Oh, yeah.
And it was that cardboard thing my mom really wanted because they were sold out everywhere up here. So we had to order it. And so I got the box, and then as enough fish food as it took to get, or cat food. Oh, I also bought some fish food. But I bought that stuff, and it was able to get to the $50 threshold.
Yeah.
But it was a box like this because of all the cat food or cat treats.
That's why
Oh, sorry.
Same thing. That's why I bought this stuff, this plankton. I've never used it before. I just wanted to try it just to, see how any of the fish took to it. But I bought it because I was so close to the $50 with the substrate and the other stuff I bought that I just needed one little thing to get over that hump. So, yeah, know exactly what you mean.
Well, my mom called them back and said, you guys can cancel the second order because the lady brought it back, and they said, no, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Petco was like that. They actually shipped me out some damaged stuff, and not everything in the box was damaged. I went through it all, and the same exact thing. It was Echo Complete. It was my other time this happened to me was with Echo Complete. One of the bags burst open, and they shipped a bunch of stuff in there that couldn't get wet. Well, not everything was ruined. I went through it all, and there was a couple things that weren't destroyed by the wetness. So that's the story of Patty's life right there. Anyway, sorry. Not everything was destroyed, and they did send me everything again. So I had doubles on some of it. Oh, Amazon did the same thing too. They sent us we bought a box of like some kind of pancake mix or something like that, and it just got the dust all over the stuff in there. It didn't ruin anything. So I sent him an email with a picture and said, hey, you really need to put these things in bags. Here's what happened. Well, they replaced the entire box of stuff, and it was like $150 of stuff. And the stuff wasn't ruined. It just happened to have that on there.
That's awesome.
So companies do, most of the time, these companies do stand by these types of things, but it's just frustrating when you're waiting for something and it comes in. And I mean, I'm sure I can still use this Echo Complete. It obviously only broke in shipment, so it hasn't been open for a super long time, just exposed to the air and stuff. So I'll probably still use it, but the other stuff that was in there, some of it did get ruined. Oh, have you tried this stuff ever?
Fluval. Let's see.
Uh,
It's a fluval.
color enhancing flakes.
Oh, it's a food. No,
With,
the only
krill.
fluval stuff I've used is the bug bites.
Yeah, I have those, and I actually bought some for a betta because when Lefty, I won that betta from Lefty last Christmas, but mail messed up and it didn't get here. Again, he lives like 5 hours from me, and it took him 8 days to get it to me. But I just thought this was another thing I bought from someplace else that I just need to get over the hump. So I thought I'd give it a try and use it. Rocco's used it. He doesn't mind it. See, and I mix the stuff anyways. That's just what I do. I'm sorry.
What's the protein on it?
I looked at that. Yeah, protein was 37%. Does that seem a little low?
That's lower. Yeah.
Is that a little low?
What's your top 3 ingredients? Is ash or sawdust mill or whatever it is? Ash mill?
No. Krill is number 1. Herring meal is number 2, and shrimp meal is number 3.
Oh, that's really good. That they don't have a binder is one of the top 3.
Well, wheat is number 4. But I mix it anyways. That's just how I do it, because I use the same for all of the tanks except for except for the African dwarf frogs and the peat puffers. But I mix it with like the spirulina and the bug bites, and I actually have some leftover of the Aquarium Co-op easy fry food, the bag itself. So I mix that in, and I just mix all kinds of, and I have some freeze-dried brine shrimp. So like the powder, it came in a big bag. I got a lot of it and put it in the freezer, and a lot of it turned to powder. So I mix that in with it, and just all of it. So all different kinds of stuff in each shake.
Well, I'm going to be feeding my frogs now shrimp, brine shrimp, until Rob reopens, and I'm going to
just brine shrimp for now.
Yeah, I'll ask him if he has any black worms frozen. I bet he does. But he had also said squid
or a mysis shrimp.
Yeah, I don't know what those are.
I have mysis shrimp. I have the freeze-dried stuff, so you just rehydrate it. I put it in a little cup. Just put a little bit of tank water in with it, and let it sit for a couple of minutes until it gets almost like oatmeal. It gets soft, and then I feed it.
I don't want to get that.
So it's not too bad.
Sounds difficult.
It's not bad. It's easy. I usually grab the. Hey, Merrick. I usually do it when I'm just starting to feed all the tanks, and by the time I'm done feeding everything and looking at stuff, then I can just dump it in with the ones that are going to get it.
Patty says she doesn't understand why more pellets and flake food isn't made with more insects and worms for freshwater fish. Yeah, I know. Look for black soldier fly on a lot of stuff, because if it's made with that, that's normally the number one ingredient.
And Bob said he's flush with foods if you need something.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I don't know if Bob was here or not, but Bob, I found out that I've been feeding my dwarf African frogs the wrong food for a long time.
Yeah, same here. Now you said frozen black worms.
Well, I've been feeding them frozen bloodworms, but
No,
he
but
said blackworms.
you said Rob might have frozen blackworms, right?
Yeah,
Who
I know
makes those? You know,
I can order live ones from him.
I've never seen the frozen because I would be interested in those.
I don't want the live ones because the leeches.
Oh, you know, that's a good. I'm glad we brought this up because the other night, Friday night, I was in Etsy Aquatics. Stephen Stephen Conroy's.
I was there too.
And did you see? Oh yeah, you asked me about it. Did you see? He had a email that he had gotten from his vendors that supply him his frozen food that he sells, and they said that there's probably going to be a shortage soon because of what we talked about earlier with container ships and such.
Yep. Well, I talked to Rob, and his supplier has plenty, and maybe they're sourcing theirs from the United States. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Like San Francisco, I think is a lot of, that's mostly here. It's not over there. Except I'm getting, I think, a Kari, not San Francisco Bay. I don't know.
And I
But
don't. Yeah, he didn't say who exactly that was either, though. He just said who he gets his frozen food from. Um, actually told him that. So I went to Ken's Fish and bought just a few. I like the frozen Daphnia, and I bought some more bloodworms. And what else did I buy? I can't remember now.
wow, Bob just put an awesome fact on here. He said the leeches are harmless to fish. They're bloodworm specific. They only eat the bloodworms. Google it. So there you go.
What leeches?
There must be worm. Well, when you buy, and I'm sure he meant blackworms, but he was just thinking bloodworms or maybe there's leeches and bloodworms too if you buy them live.
I'll be back in 1 second. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I should keep talking about this.
Yeah, go ahead, keep talking. I'll.
Oh, you can hear it?
I'll catch up.
Well,
come on.
When you get a bag of black bloodworms that are all alive, if you do this to the side of the bag, you'll see like 20 leeches stuck to the side. Yeah, Bob says blackworms. I figured that's what you meant. But they might be in bloodworms too. But nevertheless, there's like these little baby slugs. They're not slugs. Well, they look like slugs, but leeches all over the sides of the bags. And I guess they're eating the blood or the blackworms. Now, a lot of your fish might eat the leeches. So it might be like a double food supply. We'll have to ask what he thinks of that, or what Rob does with the leeches, if the fish eat those or not. RB was talking about the dwarf frog little pellets, and I have that, but I ran out. The girl who left her frogs with me gave those to me, and I was just going to buy another bottle of that.
What kind of pellets?
They're special African dwarf frog pellets.
Oh, okay.
But I'm pretty sure Tom recommended that I use meatier foods. He said that they prefer meatier foods. So that's why I went to the bloodworms and shrimp. And it turns out the bloodworms were bad.
Well, now I'm looking.
They haven't been sick for the 9 months I've been doing it, or 6 months. So
mine look good too. They're very active. They're constantly, I haven't lost any. They don't like hide all day. They're always doing stuff. They're always moving around and stuff. They look fine.
Oh,
so
Bunny Viper's here. And she says, Viper. Bloodworms with a side of leech. And that's true. Now, Bunny Viper put a nice note on one of my shorts. And it was the one on my archer fish. And Bunny, I hate to say this, but that's not my archer fish. I was videotaping those at my local fish store. And I like to video fish so I can look at them later to say, it's time to get this fish. Or, and what I've done is I have all these different videos of different fish over the last year and a half. I've been just using those because I shoot them for like 15 to 20 seconds each. And so that was actually just a fish store archer fish, but it's an amazing, beautiful fish.
Alessand's, do you see what Alessandro said there? One of my LFS ordered frozen food from 3 different suppliers. He received 1 item. He believes there will be a shortage. I'm buying as much as I can fit in my freezers.
Well, I probably have a case and a half of small bloodworms, and I have 1 sheet of large bloodworms left. I finished off one of my, because I buy the jumbo bloodworms for the big fish.
Yeah.
And
Is
just
that
went through that.
is that the only frozen stuff you keep? Really, is the bloodworms?
Well, I have a lot of. I probably got a case or a half a case of frozen brine shrimp, and then I've got a few packs because Rob wanted me to have a membership, and I won't do it. Like because he's a member of James for $5 a month, so he wanted to join mine, and he was giving me a package of frozen food, saying that's my membership. But I kind of stopped buying them because I kind of feel guilty because I don't want them giving me free stuff.
I'm with you, man. I
So,
just had this conversation with other people over the last few days, and some people don't get it, and but I'm with you 100%.
well, I want him to succeed in everything, and right now it's even a slow time of year. So, but he gave me the last thing he gave me was a frozen package of tube effect worms. And then I've got a couple or a package and a half of the little squares of the green stuff, spirulina infused shrimp.
Yeah. And what do you feed those ones to?
What I do is I rotate those. I give those
Okay.
to my guppies, my favorite guppies, like once every other week. So I'm going through them super slow. But just to give my guppies a little extra something to graze on, because the guppies will graze on your algae in there, but they still need a little bit more plant life for them, and I do that.
Tom Patterson said, due to the study, we just choose to not feed them bloodworms. And I'm with you, Tom. If I find out that something like that, even if it's not like a super common, just that it happens enough, I don't want to do that.
Hey,
I want to,
that's good enough for me to not stop doing it.
So does anybody know if anybody sells frozen black worms?
Oh, I'm pretty sure I've seen them.
And if so, what brand? I'm looking on Ken's Fish right now.
I would say probably Hikari.
That's the one I'm looking at too.
Hikari is the better worm people.
I bought frozen krill from them too just recently. That was the other thing in my order. I love the Daphnia. It's amazing how much all the fish love the Daphnia. All of them, even the bigger fish, the Bozemanis. I mean, obviously they've got those tiny mouths, but like they still dig the baby brine. That reminds me. I need to get some more eggs. I'm out.
I bet you I have a thing or two of Daphne in there, and probably one Cyclops. But I don't feed it as much to my baby fish because of doing the live brine shrimp now.
Yeah.
I didn't used to do brine shrimp, so I gave my fish a lot more frozen back in the day. Omega-1 frozen foods are very good, and they are a few other companies. Thank you, Chewy. I know that Hikari makes some froze dry bloodworms that are actually more nutrition than the normal bloodworms. I was kind of surprised.
I don't see Hikari with the frozen, and Bob said he's seen them freeze dried.
I don't know. Tom, do they eat freeze dried? It's kind of like they're dehydrated.
So I'm just looking at all these different ones to see if anybody has, because I don't want to do any colonies of anything right now as far as worms go. I have some grindle worms, I have some micro worms, I have some vinegar eels, but I don't have anything I really need to feed them to right now. I was sort of thinking I was going to get into it. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Steph. Aquaticfoods.com seems to have frozen blackworms. I'm going to go look there in just a second. I'm looking on Ken's Fish right now just because I bought from them in the past. I like
Well,
their customer service and stuff, but I will
I'll
go
just.
look there too. Oh, Susan, I saw Susan come in earlier, and I forgot to say hi. And
Oh my
Alishon
gosh.
came in. Who else? Did we miss anybody else? There's John, my
I
fish
know
tank
Merrick's been
aquatics.
here, but I don't know if we said hi to him.
I
I feel
did.
bad. Oh, and
You
there's
didn't
Melvin.
because you're mean.
I know. Well, Richard said that Daphne is like crack for his Rasboras. You know what? I'm just going to ask Rob.
My bluegills, or
Hey,
the
Rob, do you
bluegills,
have
love the
frozen
Daphnia.
blackworms? With a little question.
Okay, so it doesn't look like.
If Rob doesn't carry it, Aquatic Marine in Knoxville has huge freezers, tons of stuff.
Well, you said Rob said Tom said beef heart too. So there is frozen beef heart from San Francisco Bay.
I haven't done beef heart in such a long time.
And I'm thinking again directly for the frogs. I want them to I've never done the frozen cyclops either. Cyclops, are they related to brine shrimp? Is it just a whole different thing? Not
No,
even related.
well, they're probably a crustacean of some sort, but they're like they're like more like a Daphnia, little guy.
Hey, there's Mike, Fish Tank Barn. He had a Daphnia culture
Mike.
outside, and his wife cleaned the yard and dumped them out. So, how long were you married for, Mike? Just kidding.
Man, I tell you, I've had several cultures of my microworms get dumped because somebody thinks they smell bad that's in my kitchen, or had this one girl here the girl that left her frogs, she thought it was nice that I kept my bacon grease, and she poured all of the bacon grease in my bloodworms, or not my blood, on my microworms. And I'm like, how would you get that? And her nose must be really, and I kept it way up on top of the refrigerator, and she's such a short person. She
had to
must have
work
got
to
up on
get
a
it.
chair to get it.
Yeah.
She was like 5'1", so.
Bob's got Daphnia in the outside tub. They'll overwinter. See, I should do that too. I should do an outside tub with those.
I would love to do it.
Fishymon's here too.
Fishymon.
Dave from Iowa. Lumpy Dog's still here. Oh no, he just came back. Said still on.
And Lumpy Dog is the most important YouTuber of us all.
Is he now?
Yes.
I should have bought this frozen beef heart.
We all love dogs, but only he cares about the lumpy ones.
Did I say hi to Melvin? Hi, Melvin.
Well, I guess you like lumpy one, or you had your lumpy dog. You removed his lump.
He's still got another
not
one.
Even you like lumpy dogs.
He's got another one here underneath the skin, though. And well, they said don't worry about it. What the heck? Thanks, Ed. They said don't worry about it. It's not. It's between the the layers, so it's like underneath, and it doesn't cause him any pain or anything. And he's had that too all this time, but it's not exposed like the other one was. That whatever happened to it, we still don't. The vet still doesn't know exactly what happened to it to cause it to change. She thinks maybe he scratched on something, and because it's not normal tissue, it didn't recover correctly. But regardless, he's doing a lot better, and he's doing fine now.
I want to check to make sure I'm still subbed to Lumpy Dog, because I haven't seen a Lumpy Dog video in forever, and I used to love it when he did something. Have you ever seen his stuff?
I don't know. That's a good question. I honestly don't know.
Oh, I'm still subbed to him. Oh my gosh, he has an exact 600 people. How crazy is that? But let's see. I'm going to click on it. He did a video 1 week ago. But then the next one's 11, 11, 11, 11. I must have just missed the newest one he did. But he has like the coolest voice. And it sounds like one of those DJs back from the 50s, like in an old diner. Hey guys, and I can't do it. But he does it really cool. And it's not like Wolfman Jack. It's good.
Did you see the door open behind me?
No, I'm on.
Tucker just came in. So Steph, you talked about aquaticfoods.com. Have you bought from there before? I've never seen the website. Have people bought from them before? The website, it looks very suspicious to me just because it looks like something I would have built like in 2001. But that's neither here nor there. I just but as you know what, aquatic foods, are they the people? Maybe they have some of the medicated foods that I looked at way back when. Now that I think about it, do they have medicated live blackworms and keepers, frozen blackworms? Let's take a look at that. Someone's in the door waving hi. Funny Viper said. I know my dog came in. Tuck. Where's he at? Tucker. There he is. I wish I could get you to come up here and say hi. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come here.
Nico likes to sleep under the desk.
Okay. His wound is looking so much better.
Cool. I'm just going to take your word for it.
I'm so happy. Buddy Viper said you're being bombed.
Gosh.
They have an Amazon outlet. Okay, Steph. And there was a person waving too.
Once I get through a lot of my videos I've already shot over the last year and a half, I'm going to start videotaping my guppies. And so I'm going to do a whole guppy series, I think, on my shorts.
See, I'm just the shorts. I'm just when I see a fish out that I haven't really looked at before, then I just do it right then and there because it makes it so easy on to record it right there on the phone and just upload it right then and there. It takes like a minute total to do the whole thing.
I just don't understand the shorts because the coolest shorts don't do well, and the stupid one.
It's
I had
100%
kind of a
random.
one.
100% random. I think I really do. I really
it's
think
like lottery.
You see some of them that are informative, entertaining. All the stuff in a 15-minute thing. Somebody will put up a bunch of information about a fish, and they don't get a ton of views. And then something else will be a dog sleeping, and it gets 350,000 views.
Well, if people really like dogs sleep.
Yeah, but it wasn't even like a dog sleeping funny or anything, or it wasn't like super cute. It was just a dog sleeping. So you just don't know how it is going to blow up.
Oh,
no rhyme or reason.
Speaking of which, did we talk about the new Spider-Man series movie coming out?
No, because I didn't want to talk about the trailer because I haven't seen it yet.
I won't talk about the trailer, but the trailer got released, I think, today. Or at least I saw it today, right before the stream. Yeah, guys, I'm getting excited.
Ooh.
And, well, do you know about the multiverse?
Yes.
Do you know what the movie is called?
It's the Doctor Strange one.
No, the Spider-Man one.
Oh, I don't remember. No.
Oh, okay. Well, it's called Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
And have you read those comic books?
No, I have not read any of those comic books. Not a single one.
I can't talk about any of this.
I have not read any of. I haven't read a ton of Spider-Man at all, to be honest. I mean, I've read some of the older stuff, probably for the the 60s and 70s, probably 80s, and then I haven't read anything else other than that. That's specifically Spider-Man. It's always been with him with somebody else, like Spidey and Deadpool and stuff like that.
I just hope they don't have the pig. Spider Pig.
The which one?
Spider Pig.
Why?
I think it's
Spider Pig. Spider Pig.
You can go anywhere Spider Pig goes.
That was on The Simpsons, right?
Yeah, but there actually is a spider pig in a
Like they had
different
in
universe.
like in the comic, they had John Mulaney voiced him in the
Yeah.
comic or in the animated one. I mean, not comic, but in the animated one.
Well, I hate it, and I hope it's not in the movie. It
Bob
looks
said
like everybody else is, and that's what's cool.
he thinks trendy music helps a lot, and I don't know if it does. I put different types on mine. Um, I put like music I have no clue about, that's brand new stuff that's supposed to be the trending music, and I've also put just like some ambient stuff, and sometimes the ambient does way better than the other. It's weird.
Well, I think the music makes it a lot more fun for me because, like, I love picking the music.
Yeah, it
It's
is sort
so
of
much
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
I've got scissorfish video of just scissorfish going back and forth, and so I'm like, well, let's see what's big in Asia right now, and it was like some type of awesome music that was so funny, and I think it's like probably more pop music, but it was before the pop music starts singing. So all you hear is just boom, 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 boom. Well, that was Gunsmoke or something.
Yeah.
But it was, you just see them all going back and forth to that music. And then as soon as the Asian chick starts singing, my video cuts off. So she just goes, what? I, it is my favorite video. And I think it only has like 20 views, but it makes me laugh so hard. And it's because I know the inside joke part to it.
Yeah. Hey, there's GRB.
Hi, GRB.
A couple
I
people are
can,
taking off too. Ricky was leaving,
oh,
and Daniel Velez is taking off.
awesome, guys. Well, we have 18 more minutes, and I am going to go eat.
Who do we
Guppy,
have tonight? Let's
Color
do a
Guppy.
quick rundown on streams tonight. We have so Mob Guppy doesn't go at 7 like he normally does. Bob Steenfot and the Metalheads both go at 7. 8:30 is Lefty and Steve, right? 9 o'clock. I don't think we're going to see Drew, right? Please correct me if I'm wrong, people. I know we've got the
Well,
spreadsheet we can go look at.
yeah, Lefty's still sick.
Okay. Okay, so no
So,
Lefty and Steve tonight. Steven.
yeah, he did like a little video saying he's not going to do.
Okay. Okay. Um
I'm Chewy just asked me if I've ever seen a pure white snakeskin guppy. I'm actually Nico just jumped up.
I would like to see maybe we did see that. Didn't we, like, cuz we were talking about white guppies and you said something about the platinums, and I was like, well, but they aren't really white.
Right.
And then maybe Doug Gray or somebody had some that were white. I don't know if they were snakeskins, but I remember seeing actual white ones. Metalheads moved to 6. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Who
Metalheads are
else?
awesome. Oh, wait. Have fun. Oh, I don't know if we should pop that one up there.
Well, Bob said he's got to go blow leaves after this.
Oh, okay, then it's safe.
Have fun blowing, Bob.
I didn't know what was going on all of a sudden.
Oh, Fizzy Biz is going tonight? Man, we haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, we haven't. He's awesome. Well, I am currently working on my own private line, and it's a snake skin. But what's it called when fish, like Congo fish, Congo tetras, that iridescent, the several colors you see, like the rainbow on them? What's that called?
Iridescent, like you just said?
Well, maybe it is. Let's see. I'll bring up my Congo. Well, I'm kind of working on that with a line of guppies that are snake skin. And, they kind of show a whole, like a rainbow. And it's kind of a pastel iridescent. And I really want to get this line. I've been working on it for a year now, and I'm still not very close. Well, I make some boys, but then I get a lot of wrong boys. But, hey, I got to try somewhere.
Yeah.
But let's see. I'm going to try to show you
Wow.
And maybe I'll do a short on some of my good boys that I do have.
I was
But
looking at these
see how
blackworms still. Oh yeah,
see how the
yep,
color on the
yep,
Congos change?
yeah. They shimmer. Yep,
Yeah, it's kind of got that going on with the guppies.
nice. Sort of reminds me of like in the '80s they came out with all that. There's all kinds of stuff like tape that had that to it as well. It was a very so when every time I see that, I always think about the first time I saw it in the '80s when it was real popular. I'm still
Well,
looking at the bloodworms and at aquaticfoods.com. You can only buy them in ships in 20 tray offers. So it's going to be like $200, and I don't want to buy $200 worth of blackworms. I don't. It would take me forever to go through those.
Matt F said, Ed, those aren't guppies. I was just meant they got that color changing ability to them, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
But I'm
Shanathan.
actually,
Okay.
I've got my fish room half built, my new room. I'm going to do one that's just for breeding fish. So it's not going to be like pretty walls and stuff. And I haven't bought the racks or enough of the tanks for line breeding. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I've got about 15 3.5 gallon tanks that I'm going to just line breed in and try to get that down. And I want to try to get Chewy's fish down. Right now, Chewy's fish are just like in 5.5 gallon tanks. And I need a lot more space.
I'm sorry. I'm distracted again. I'm just looking at this. I'm on this blackworm kick. I might just go with the frozen, or I mean the freeze dried. Here's
Well, if you do, let me know if they eat it.
I will. I will do this. I just don't know where I'm going to buy them from, but I'm definitely going to get some. You know what? I should just hold off until I go. I'm going to Bob. You'll find this interesting. I'm going to see Cassie from Cassie's Critters that you interviewed.
Oh,
I'm
I
going to
think
go
he's
see her
outside blowing
Wednesday.
stuff.
Wednesday, I'll get to see her. So we'll see. They do have some foods on site, some frozen foods and stuff. I don't know what all they have there, but I know they've got a whole section with frozen Hikari foods at least. So maybe I'm just going to hold off and see what they have. But you know what? Aquatic Foods, the one that Steph pointed out, I actually have bought from them before. Now I'm looking on the Amazon thing. I actually bought my freeze dried brine shrimp from them last year, and I mean, I don't know. It seemed like it worked. I mean, how do you know if it's really good, right? How do you really know? The fish ate it; they go crazy for it. So, but they've got blackworm sticks for it's a half pound for $14. That's quite a bit of food of dehydrated food, freeze dried.
Yeah.
You know, half pound is that stuff's pretty light, so that's quite a bit. Half pound, $13.99.
Tom Patterson just said he can try to send you some of his blackworms.
Oh, you don't have to do that, Tom. I'll look into it. Um, are they a culture or something, or what do you have? You have
Oh,
you
Bob
know,
must have got rid of the Leafs already.
I
He's
wonder
back.
if I wonder how hard it is too, Tom. Do you actually culture them yourself, or do you just buy them from places? If I did see the stuff to culture them, maybe it is something I might try
Dan does it on Get Gills, and he has a whole cool video on it.
on blackworms.
Yeah. Like he bought a bajillion blood or blackworms when he was just like setting up not the new place, but
His
what did he
basement,
call
right?
it? Well, he already had the basement. It was I
Oh,
think he was setting up the garage.
oh, okay.
And he called it something special. Not the Anvid, whatever. The expansion that he had to do to prepare for the big expansion.
Okay.
So it's probably from like
Oh,
2 years ago.
Degenerate has them as well.
Oh,
If he
wow.
can keep them, so can you. He's never going to live that down. You know, he could have hid the fact that he lost those fish, but he was honest with us. So you know, Well, I'm
think
going to
you
hold off
guys
on
would.
buying any of these. I'm going to see what Cassie has, and then I think I'll do a little bit more research, um, and maybe I will end up culturing them instead. But I do. I'm going to move into blackworms specifically for the frogs. But oh,
Oh,
Patrick
thank you,
Hardy,
Patrick.
fist bump.
I appreciate that. Yeah, that's right. Bob remembered that he uses the blackworms to help cycle. I do appreciate that a lot, Patrick. I'll use that money to help pay for my Thursday night show.
Gotcha, Tom. Tom said I'd get some from the store per ounce and send them. We have them in all of our tanks. Then I do appreciate the offer, but yeah, don't worry about sending me any. That's cool, Tom. I do really appreciate that. I'll look into them. Um, Greenwater tank substrate. They've thrived in that tank for years. Okay, I'm going to look into it and see how difficult it is, and maybe go that route. I'm going to buy some though, freeze dried for now, just so that the frogs do have some. That's great, and I appreciate that information. I'm glad. I'm glad we learned about that. And you know what? Again, Tom, uh, it'd be awesome to have you come up on Ed's channel, maybe on a Saturday or something. We can do a live stream about the frogs if you feel up to it. If you don't, no pressure. But maybe we can get some tips from you or something to talk about on that, and definitely have you there to at least be in the chat. Another super chat.
Patrick, you're too kind. But I don't need any more. Save it for the next guy so that you can spread the love to everybody. But I do appreciate it a lot. I really do. And Paul just got home too.
Hey, Paul.
Oh, speaking of Paul McCartney, you said that in the stream, I think on Saturday, you pointed at James and said he was John.
Yes, you were Paul.
Oh, I was Paul?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. Well, thank you. That was really nice of you.
Well, you guys are John and Paul. Those were the two, Oh, Patrick.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I was like, what? I was trying to think, what Beatle is Patrick? I was like, what's he talking about? Well, thank you, man. But stop doing that or I'll turn off the whatever it's called, monetized thing. I wasn't even thinking of getting monetized. I really appreciate it, though. I really do. It's very nice of you. But
Matt said Riko is serious. He appreciates the love, but does not want people sending him stuff. Matt knows. We've had conversations. Yeah, I don't. While I appreciate the hell out of Colored Guppies has hooked me up with some stuff. Just a whole bunch. Dan with all the cheeses and Matt with that. I don't.
That's
there's
the
no.
nicest thing.
I don't need it. I
don't have a family member that would do this for me.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
I appreciate that. I point at the cool fish tank that Matt gives me, and then he piles some poop on.
Yeah. Poop, poop. Gave me a little poop poop.
But gosh, going back to the Beatles.
Yes, sorry.
Paul McCartney is my favorite Beatle.
Well, there you go.
But I think Ringo is, as a person, is the weirdest one. That I like him because he's so weird.
I remember
I'm
when
glad
John
you didn't
said,
pick a dead guy for me.
I remember John said he's not even the best drummer in the band.
Oh yeah, well
he's
and Paul was.
Yeah, Paul did do some of the drumming.
He was the original drummer.
He went back. No, they had a different person, I think, before Ringo. I could be wrong. I'm not a huge Beatles encyclopedia. Yeah. I love them, but I do know that, like, especially on the White Album, he went
It was one of the last ones that
Abbey Road. No, on Abbey Road, he went back and actually laid down different drum tracks, and Ringo was very upset about that.
Well, thank you, Patrick. He's so crazy.
Lumpy Dog said,
so much. I appreciate
which Paul McCartney, the original or the replacement after he died? Because that was like the big. Well, that was the big conspiracy theory at the time, was that Paul had actually died. If you listen to some of the stuff backwards, it says stuff like "Turn me on, dead man," and there's a whole bunch of different like hints and stuff people put together to say that Paul had actually been killed in a car accident and somebody replaced him.
Now, doesn't
Pete Best, original drummer.
Oh, okay. Well, my bad.
Poor guy. You know, imagine that. He stepped out too, I believe. I don't think they kicked him out. I think he quit. I think he stepped out, if I'm right, and people will correct me. So I think he quit the band, and you know, and then the Beatles and they turned into what they were. You know,
That's how it goes. Man. Well, my buddy Joe, back home in St. Louis, love the guy, but he always rooted for the underdog. So whoever the worst guy in the band was, or whatever, you know, is the worst guy on the hockey team, that was his favorite guy, or the worst baseball player on the team, that was who he rooted for. That's how he always played it, like did it. And so he loved Ringo.
Yeah.
And he'd go, Ringo may not have been very good, but he could carry a beat for a long time. I remember this. He would tell everybody, not too many people can just keep the rhythm nonstop the whole time, like Ringo.
I mean,
never got tired. Just kept
every
the
other,
beat.
Just every other drummer that's, you know, in a band. I mean,
Joe played the trumpet, so he didn't know.
I played the cornet, which is like a trumpet, only smaller. So, do that with what you will.
Could you play a bugle?
Probably. I mean,
I think a bugle is kind of like
it's all
in between a trumpet and a kazoo.
Yeah.
But I would think it'd be so awesome to do, or you know. Oh, that's terrible. That was terrible. I was trying to do, I couldn't remember the death thing. You know, that the bugles do.
The taps, right?
The taps.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to try to do taps on my thumb and it didn't work.
Did you get all of Fishy Man? Did you get all of Patrick's super chats? I think you got the last one, the $1.99 one on set. I think you got them all.
Too good to me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's crazy.
Yeah, bugle has no valves. It's just straight pipe. Well, not straight pipe, but still curved pipe, but just pipe.
But that's why I was thinking it was kind of like a kazoo. Oh, my earphones just beeped. Oh, well, that's good because we only have 2 minutes left. Mods, thank you so much for everything. And thank you for all the super chats, Patrick. You're too kind. Thank you, Matt F., for pooping on me. And everybody for coming out and hanging out with Riko and I, because we couldn't, well, Riko and I would probably talk like this, but it may not be as much fun without you. You know, really.
We have talked.
You guys keep our conversation going, and it makes it fun. And when me and Riko talk, we talk forever, but there's a lot less laughing. There's a lot more tears. He tells me about all the cheese he eats, and it makes me so depressed.
Ed's very jealous of the cheese.
I am. But no, thank you guys so much for coming. And well, do we know who's next? Oh gosh, it just beeped again.
No, I don't know who goes at 6 o'clock. I've already forgotten, but I know. It was 7 o'clock, but I think the Metalheads might go at 6 o'clock now.
Oh,
I think that's what Matt said.
Awesome.
So, and John McKenzie, hey there, he dropped it.
Hey John, thank you, John, for pooping on me.
Another poop. Poop poop.
Yeah.
And I want to say again, everybody already knows, but tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I get to interview Corey from the Co-op, so that'll be a lot of fun. So come hang out with that too.
Can you tell Corey that I think he's cool?
Metalheads are at 7. I will, but he probably already knows that, but because he does mention your name directly quite often.
It might be maybe it's just the city he's saying.
Maybe. No,
okay, guys. We will see you in the next one. I'm going to go check out the Metalheads after I get done eating because they are a fun group.
Sorry, it was at 7. Matt just said 6 Central. He forgot that we're all in Eastern time. Yeah, all the times are in Eastern, just to keep it across the board the same.
Which is really nice for me because I live on the East Coast.
Well,
I lived my whole life in Central, and I used to get so annoyed by the time changes. Or, when people would say things, I'm like, I have no idea what you're saying. So now I'm one of the jerks. We'll talk to y'all later. Oh, I have to hit the off
yeah,
button.
you're in charge.
Thanks,
See you guys.
guys.
Thanks for hanging out with us.